I want 8 grand. Damn. I should have added that video. You gotta see that, man. That video is hilarious. It's this little kid. It's this little kid, man. Young brother. By the way, happy MLK Day. You know, I want 9K. Pyro, did you see that video of that little kid? It's like this dude is in the car and he's asking all the kids what they want, and then it's the real dark skinned kid. He's just like, "What you want?" He's like, "I want 8 grand." They just push his face out the they just push his face out the way. Man. But anyway, man. Oh, you know what? But since, because I'm not gonna go completely into the subject until like what, 5 minutes in or 10 minutes in. Most likely 5 minutes in. Let me look it up for you. Let me look it up for you. Man, it was hilarious. It's just this little kid, man. It should be on my saved, man. It's hilarious. They just asking all the oh, by the way, I don't know, Pyro, are you like a big football fan? I'm not talking about American football. I'm talking about what we call soccer here in the States. Are you a football fan by any chance? Because I was about to say I don't understand how Messi won FIFA Men's best player of the year. I guess it's because he won the World Cup, but I don't think it belonged to him. That thing better be in my save because it was, oh man. That thing better be on my save, man. It's probably, shit. It's probably on my story. It's probably on my story. It's probably on my story. Oh man. That thing's probably on my story. No, but you said no, but I still watch. Do you have a team that you usually watch or like a player that you looked up to by any chance? Man, I can't find it. I'm gonna have to go via YouTube. I'm gonna have to go via YouTube real quick. Man. I'm gonna try to find it on my phone real quick and I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna try to save it, find it on my phone. Oh man. It's probably gonna pop up once I search it on YouTube. Here we go. It's gonna pop up. It's gonna pop up. I found it. I found it. Oh man. It's one of the funniest. See, I haven't have a favorite player yet. The players are a bit different though. You know that number 10 role that they don't really have people that play that number 10 role really anymore. Outside of a couple. Outside of a couple. But right here, I about to oh man. I love this kid right here, man. This kid had me crying laughing. This kid had me crying. Here we go. Fair use, fair use. Here we go.
What you want?
I want 8 grand.
I don't know if I can put it on full screen.
What, bro?
Not sure if I can put it on full screen.
What you want?
I want 8 grand.
How much, bro?
This kid, man. I'm gonna let it play one more time.
What we gonna do?
See? Now what you want?
I want 8 grand.
See? Look,
How much, bro?
Oh man, that's hilarious to me. I don't know, man. For me, that was hilarious. Oh, what's up, juiced up Johnny, bro? Man, it's been a minute. I think. I don't know. You probably still been commenting. The problem is my stuff is shadow banned. Unfortunately, somebody put me up to game. Basically, if you gotta see my comments or my replies or your replies, and it doesn't show up under top comments, but it shows up under newest. If you click the newest tab, that means my stuff is shadow banned, and that means probably your comments are a bit off script, if you know what I'm saying. But this speaking of off script, you know what I'm saying? The incel thing is funny because what's beautiful about my opinion on these people and everybody else, it's beautiful, which could be a bit narcissistic because I'm thinking about my own opinion. But what's interesting is when I talk about this subject, I piss off equally the left and the right. Oh, well, sorry, left and the right, right? I can basically, you say I haven't caught up on all your videos. Nah, you don't gotta worry about it. You don't gotta worry about it. You'll see some of them eventually. But man, oh yeah, I forgot I could do this. Since I got StreamYard now, I can start highlighting these comments and whatnot. Yes, sir. So this was I gotta make sure I don't forget to do that. But what's beautiful about this subject when we're talking about the incels, um, they it's before I go into the incels, I'm just gonna tell you this. Anything that goes wrong, they're going to blame it on the RP community, but most likely they're going to blame it on the incel community and basically group us all in together. So basically, anything that goes wrong is the incel problem. Well, you say that guy in the thumbnail infuriates me because he had more potential than the average incel. Let me highlight this comment. I don't know who that guy is. I just found that thumbnail last minute because I liked the thumbnail because it just made it made that dude look crazy. What I should have used as the incel thumbnail is the guy Elliot Rogers, the guy that they're trying to say who was an incel. But what people don't understand with that case, that guy was a PUA. He was a victim of PUA rhetoric. He said, "Yep, it's never their fault." But this is where my opinion divides even everybody on the left and the right. People don't understand. In every situation, there needs to be a scapegoat. This is why I the incel community interests me because whoever's the scapegoat, I'm always going to look at it differently because I can tell who's the scapegoat. It's so easy for me to identify a scapegoat. Incels are going to be used as the scapegoat of anything that goes wrong this year, whether it be politically, who gets elected. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me see. Elliot Rogers of the UK fell into wheat waffle, black pill rhetoric. They went on killing. That's another wheat waffle. That is another that guy's a scammer. Basically, wheat waffle's a guy. Elliot Rogers of the also Elliot Rogers was following him. I don't know, but what I heard is I don't know about the wheat waffle. I didn't know he was following specifically wheat waffle, but it looked like to me because when Elliot Rogers went on the news, they said that he tried, you know what I mean, picking up chicks and whatnot, basically. So that sound like some PUA stuff. It don't sound like no MGTOW stuff. You know what I'm saying? But wheat waffles, that guy, that's a scammer. he's and he kind of oh, what's up, Angel? Oh man. But with Wheat Waffle, he's a classic example. We're all just one BJ away from the plantation. One BJ away from the plantation. But the thing is with the incel, they're gonna be they're the new scapegoats. They're the new scapegoats. And what's interesting is I don't know if you guys pay attention, but it'll be like you'll see in the comments or the Instagram, something will happen. A woman will make a post or something, and then they'll be like, "Look at the incels. They're gonna be arguing in my comment section." And what women don't understand, they'll pick up new terms, but they don't even realize calling somebody an incel, you're basically objectifying yourself if you're a woman. If you're calling somebody an incel, the reason why I say women objectify themselves by trying to diss a man by calling a man an incel. When she's calling a man an incel, she's basically in her mind. They kind of say it in a fancier way, but in a fancy way, they're trying to say, "Oh, you don't get laid." You said he watched. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So basically, they're basically trying to make fun of the person for not getting laid. So I dropped a short not too long ago, maybe last year, but I made the video 2 years ago, but it was a short off that. And I basically said women only respect men that can replace them. And if you're using the term incel as a diss, that means what would be the opposite of an incel? Somebody who can get hoes. So clearly the only person that you respect is somebody that can replace you at any given moment. And these are facts. It's not even a matter of using their logic against them. These are just facts in general. But if you're using their logic, everything lines up. So this is what they don't understand by just even using the term incel. Exactly. Exactly. They only respect Chad Pookie, drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't get 304s, they don't respect you. This is why when it comes to the more they use the term incel, they like what women will have because I've asked women this. Okay, so why don't you respect the incels? And they'll be like, because they don't. And when I say that, I catch them up because they'll just be like, but this is just people that don't respect women. No, you don't respect incels because you don't think they don't get hoes. It's that simple, and it just feeds right back. You play right back into my playing field. I'm like, no, it's not that. And they'll try to even they'll try to ride on the fact, oh, they just incels, they just don't respect women. No, you don't respect incels because you think they don't get laid or they have trouble getting hoes. That's clearly what it is. Now, they can't say that stuff out loud because it basically proves all our points right. And even then, the the more that you even dive into it, it makes it harder for even the average man to feel bad for the average woman getting cheated on. Patrice O'Neal literally had like that an analogy where basically he has to keep fishing out there. I don't remember. I'm trying to I'm 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 trying to I'm skipping over a couple words, but basically he's saying I got to keep being the ultimate fisherman so you can act right. You know what I mean? So this is why, and this is why women don't understand by saying this rhetoric, making fun of. They'll talk about, oh, well, what's a and you'll hear it too. They'll be like, oh, what do you think about the a bunch of male virgins and the losers in their mom's basement and basically stuff like that. So they'll say this, but they don't realize that's just it's a double. It's they're shooting themselves in the foot because then they'll turn around and say, "I want a faithful, loyal man. I want a man with." They'll even say, "Oh, a men are ran through too." No, you can't call somebody an incel then in the next breath diss a man for being ran through. That doesn't make, the logic. Like I said, sometimes, you got logic here, and when women start talking and then it's about to hit logic, it goes, and then it's like the logic is right there. How do you miss it? I don't know. You know. you know. Let me see. Let me read these comments. He's trying to have more fish so that she knows he still know that he can replace her. Exactly. That's basically the Patrice O'Neill comment right there. That's one of his best sayings. See, every toxic relationship has no sympathy for me. That goes both ways. Yes. That's what I say. Especially, like, I'll say this, and I don't know if we still have young people in the chat. If you got a girl talking crazy about, oh, her man ain't this, her man ain't that, all you got to do is ask the source, ask the man how the relationship is like. And I will say 8 times out of 10, you'll find out both of them ain't shit. Both of them. I'm not even saying like the man is innocent. It'll be the dude. Yeah, the dude won't be shit a lot of the times, but she won't be shit herself. And what you got to understand, most of the time when you see like a woman complaining about, oh, what men aren't doing, she's probably talking about one dude and generalizing it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Jonathan Majors ex, he said Jonathan Majors ex is trash, but he's a whole clown. Jonathan Majors is, I feel, I feel bad for a lot of black dudes that are a bit different. You know what I mean? Like Jonathan Majors, he's just average. Like, remember high school and college, those people that did theater, those guys were, we thought they were weird, right? They would just do things differently. That's Jonathan Majors. You know how Jonathan Majors, how I am a great man. I am a great man. He's always came across as corny to me. You know what I mean? I got flack by a lot of unfortunately FBAs by calling him corny a while back. But I have respect. I got respect for him for being an actor. But you know, I remember when Jonathan Majors dropped the that photo shoot of him, that fruity photo shoot. Let me bring that up for you real quick. That was I think was it on the GQ. That was the most fruitiest ish. What's the pink? Let me. Oh, they hiding it from me. That is crazy. Come on, Google. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Here we go. 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 Google trying to act like they don't know what I'm talking about. We all seen that fruity, that fruity photo shoot that he did. We all know that. Here we go. Let me show you this right here. We all saw this, man. Open link. I don't want to zoom it. I don't want to zoom in, honestly. Oh no, I don't want to open up a whole thing. But anyway, but this is that dude, man. That was when I saw this photo shoot, I was like, yeah. Yeah. I was joking with my FBA brothers though. I was joking with, I was like, I'm like, is he still FBA? Y'all still claiming him? Is this your king? But I'll say this, to be fair, Haitian's been taking a lot of L's this year. We got the Haitian that's in the W house right now that's assisting Sleepy Joe. She's a whole walking now. Whole walking now. We got the girl from Yale, from Harvard. She got caught. The Haitian girl that's the president. She got caught plagiarizing, being a scam artist. Yeah, a lot Haitians been taking L's too. They just Haitians just Haitians been taking a lot of L's themselves, so I can't even talk. Oh man, let me see. What the Angel Angel said, "What the F? When was this? This happened. This happened a while. What's interesting is this happened right before the allegations. Literally right before he started getting into legal problems with his girl. Literally right before it." Because when I saw it, I was like, "Oh man, they making him do that ritual. They got him. Damn." You know what I'm saying? Like Angel, I'll say this: when black men see other black men, do stuff like this, we just like, damn, they got us. That's what we be saying in our head. Like, damn, why you, man. But it was crazy, like how he went through all of that and he still got destroyed. Yeah, Hollywood. He said Hollywood does that. Here we go. Let me write. Oh, I like this comment right here. Those art circles, he said, "Yep, I agree. I was in those art circles. I know the type. I was just like him, hence why I know." Yeah, that's how it goes in those circles like that. It's just um yeah. Yeah. I'll say this. Oh man, let me tell you something about art girls that do portraits of people. Those are one of the biggest 304s on earth. You don't know what type, like these girls will go to these people's houses. I'm talking about go to these people's houses by themselves and just do, nude portraits of them. Like, man, if you got a girl that likes to paint, she is a hoe. I'm sorry. These are facts. The Wow. I know girls that they'll do nude artistry themselves. There are girls for like literally $20. They'll go to the they'll be making no money off this thing. No, there's a girl I know. I'll explain more about this girl. She be going to these art galleries and to a city right next to Bridgeport. That's all I'm gonna say. And she literally goes nude and they'll draw her. And I'm like, "You'll just go nude?" And I'm like, "How much they paying you to do that?" They literally pay these hoes like $20 to do that. Man, ain't no way. If you guys have daughter or you guys end up having daughter, make sure she's not doing art. Make sure she's doing if she's gonna do something in the arts, make sure she's doing an instrument. Make sure she's playing an instrument so she can have real options out here instead of selling herself for literally pennies. I've been me personally, I've been encouraged what I'm seeing. I've seen, like, I don't, I rather see girls just playing instruments, right? And even if they're being pretty, it is because they're a girl and they're getting popular. I rather them do that because it's way too much people talk 304s out here talking about I know my worth. I've been flown out. I knew my worth, and they're literally selling themselves. I like going on Instagram and seeing like the women playing bass guitar or drums. I like seeing that. Personally, I've been on the road lately on a music gig. I met this young lady. She plays bass, extremely talented, pure talent. That's encouraging for me to see. Like for me, like in terms of when we talk about talent, this is actual talent. Like I play with this guy who's around in his 50s, basically the best bass player in Connecticut. She's almost basically just as good as him at 19. This is encouraging. This is what I mean. Make sure like if you're a woman in today's day and age, you need to have a skill, whether it be learn to play an instrument, learn a trade, learn something in tech. You need to have a skill because this whole thing about just me showing if you're a girl and you think you're just gonna show up and that's it, that those days are gone. Those days are gone. He said, "You see, he's trying so hard to stand out like Jaden Smith." Oh yeah, by the way, when we talk about the Smiths, oh what's up, Reaper? A lot of women who are supposed to be sane or normal have incel behaviors, but no one says ish. Well, women project a lot. Women project a lot. We'll go into that later. He said there's something cultish about the art community. Not all of it, but they get you to do stuff out of your comfort zone. Yeah. They like, I know that this girl, I know this is the girl I turned down and she got mad at me. Basically, she was offered to me, basically, by I'm not gonna say whether or not he's in my family. I basically gave it away, but he was just like, "Yo, this is my plaything. You want her?" And she doesn't mind being objectified. Like if you ask her, and I actually did a video with her on a podcast, but, but literally, oh man, I'm snitching heavy. But I thought she was an open minded individual. Nope, not when she get turned down. Not when she get turned down. You know, and on top of that, I remember texting her something as a friend, and I ended up finding out via our mutual acquaintance, and I'm like, oh, she a snitch. this. So I can't even. So imagine if I lay up with her, she finna tell everything. No, absolutely not. But it don't matter how big the 304 is. They just cannot turn down. They just cannot. They get so they just lose their ish if they get turned down. He said, "Guess they think attention is more important than self-respect." Okay, so Angel, I'm gonna say this. If you can, I don't know if you know this YouTuber. His name is Undead Chronic. AJ and I went on a show with him actually. 3 or 4, 5 months ago. Um, yeah, but I'll say this: Undead Chronic has been saying this for years. In this age of social media, we were taught that women want to be nurturers and they want kids, and actually it's the opposite. Women want two things: attention and money. That's it. That's it. Not to even work for the money. They just want the money. they just just give me the money and get out the way. That's the and attention. He said learn an instrument or get a mixer. Yes, music is a great journey. Yeah, and if you can, it really should be like, I'll say the hack. I'll give you a hack. A hack in life. If you have a daughter or a son, Dick Gregory exposed this. Just teach them how to play drums. Teach them how to play drums. Put them in a marching band. They have so much scholarships for people in the marching band. You like, instead of putting them in sports, put them in a marching band, right? And on top of that, put them in a situation where they learn how to do sound. They will always have money. They will always have money. Put them in a position where they have to learn like sound engineering. They will always have money. And you put them in and make them learn percussion. Don't put them in. Don't have them learn guitar. Just put them in drums. Have them learn drums. That's what Dick Gregory said. And he said, right, that's a life hack right there. Man or woman, that's a life hack. You'll always have money. You'll always have some side money. Okay, I saw a comment right here. Okay, Reaper right here. Basically, a lot of women who are supposed to be sane or normal have incel behaviors, but no one says ish. Right here. This is what's the beauty of definitions. And also, please forgive me. I have this thing where I'll multitask because I'm actually oh man. I'm not going to say what I'm doing right now as a multitask, but let's search up this definition. The definition right here. Because I'm good with the power of definitions, man. This is why I don't even like calling these people incels, because it's not, I think it's the wrong term. The right term, because I saw it online, the right term is volcel, right? Because incel is short for involuntarily celibate. And that's not the case. That's not the case. Involuntarily celibate in this monetized sexual marketplace that we have, that's impossible. It's impossible to be an involuntarily celibate. Okay, so we got the incel definition. It's already in the Oxford Dictionary. So right here it says a member of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women sexually, typically associated with views that are hostile toward women and men who are sexually active. Now, what people don't understand is initially the incel community was full of men and women. These were men and women that had trouble getting sexual partners, and then they ended up evolving into something else. So that's a lot of the that gets lost. That gets lost in the sauce. But right here from the 1990s, blend of involuntary and celibate. Now, in this marketplace, that's impossible. In this sexual marketplace, that's impossible. If it's a matter of, oh man, I just can't get sex at all, that's a lie. They can get sex. They're gonna have to pay for it. They're gonna have to pay for it, but you can get sex. Incels, the people that claim to be incels, their problem is they want to fall in love the old-fashioned way, right? This is why I don't understand. I'll say this. This is why I don't understand why they group the incels with the red pill. That makes no sense. Because really, the way I explain it, these are really guys that are looking for love the old fashioned way, right? They want girls to actually like them for them. So, how that has nothing to do with the RP. This is why I always disagree. I don't like how they group the incels with the RP because that's blue pill. That's blue pill thinking. I want a woman to like me for me. That's blue pill. That's blue pill thinking. This is literally what we preach against. So this is why when they group, if you have what, because this is what the media tries to do. This is what the media is trying to do, and we've seen this with the Muslim community. You'll have a couple extremists from the Muslims do something, and then they group all the extremists and the Muslims together. I grew up on this. Or when 9/11 happened, they Russell Peters, the comedian, he explained this. What they do is they flash something on the screen. They just keep flashing it. And once they keep flashing it, they always flash Osama bin Laden's face to terrorism, extreme Islam. So anytime you see Islam, you think terrorists. And they keep flashing it on the screen to the point where anything that is Islam related, they think terrorism. Now, thankfully, I had parents that were very cognizant of that. So they made sure that I didn't watch certain stuff. Or thankfully, I used to get in trouble a lot in school. So stuff that I did do, stuff that I didn't do. So I always, anytime people in charge try to tell me something, I take it with a grain of salt. That's how I grew up. I was very rebellious. So I'm naturally always gonna question everything that you say, especially when it's coming from the higher ups. And it's like when they're trying to tell you, no, this is true. This is where my antennas go up, and I'm like, okay, are you saying it's true, or you're telling me it's true? Is it actually true, or you're just are you trying to convince me that it's true? Because the truth is the truth, and it will just you don't even got to say it's the truth. I don't need to show you that 2 + 2 = 4. It's I don't. But if you're literally like, like everything will explain itself. See, look up the Jake Davidson guy. He was a fairy tale virgin princess that looks like an IG. Yes, yes, I know that because I looked at this dude's face. But I like how they use his face. I'll do. I don't know if I'm gonna bring him up. I probably will bring him up in this show, but maybe I can do something separate about him because it looks like I got some couple facts on him wrong. But I consider him. He's definitely not RP. I consider him very, very PUA esque. Because because a lot of what happens, what the reason why I bring up the PUA community, the pickup artist community, is they end up turning the people that end up like the young dudes that end up finding these PUA people, they end up becoming black pill. Those are the people that end up becoming incels and black pill because they think they got these kids going up to random strangers in the bars talking about you got to approach 100 women. This is clown stuff. You got these people approaching women that have no business approaching approaching women. I didn't see these people in real life, dog. And I'm like, this guy's gonna like guys like that. I worry because these guys are gonna turn into black pill once they realize the reality of the situation. He said he was black pill wheat waffles doomer. Yeah, yeah, wheat waffles. That guy, what a fraud that guy is, dog. Did he? Because I stopped following because okay, like I didn't because Undead Chronic basically made sure he put that dude on blast. I don't remember did he even end up smashing Brittany Venti because he literally threw away all of his ish for that girl. Yeah, wheat waffles. He's the classic example. Every man is one BJ away from the plantation. I've told girls this. Like you'll have these girls, they'll see something online, they'll be like, um, there's this RP communities, it's scaring me. I don't know if guys. I'm like, dude, all you gotta do is be nice, and all that RP stuff will go out the window. Just be nice, and you'll be fine. Think think before you sleep. Think before you simp. That's what we started calling him. Think before you simp, man. But basically, hold on for a sec. Right here, this comment I wanted to go over. He said that's why you never approach women, you let them approach you. This is why PUA rhetoric never stuck with me because it's even black pill stuff. Because even though black pill is right about a lot of things, they're just incomplete. They're incomplete, and I'll go into that. I'll go into that in a minute. But let me say this: this is why you never approach women. Look, I grew up an athlete, a musician. Um, I don't look for, and people might find this unpopular. I don't really look for women to smile at me. I don't care if women smile. Like I know people say women should smile more, and they should, but I really don't care. I don't care. Now, the ironic thing about it is women do end up smiling at me for different reasons, maybe because I'm 5'7", or because I'll say something and I'll laugh and then I have a funny laugh and stuff. But I don't really look for 304s to validate me by smiling. I look for validation from 304s for them just respecting me. Just respect me. It just make sure you treat me with respect and we'll call a spade a spade. And the reason why I think that way is because when I was a kid, I used to get like ridiculously bullied. I'm talking about when I was like in kindergarten, and especially when I went to those daycares, man, terrible, absolutely terrible human beings. So I'm talking about from man, woman. You know, you'll even still like it'd be like in middle school, you'll still run into people that have ill intentions. And when I went through puberty, um, um, earlier than most, and then things started changing. And basically, ever since then, I've had my respect, but I don't really look for women to smile at me. I believe when you're that dude, when you're that dude, you'll get what you need. I think when people are just looking for it, if you're that desperate, for me, if you're that desperate, I believe this is where you get yourself into trouble. In my opinion, in my opinion. Like when I yeah, Jameson. Oh, Jameson's in my chat. Yeah, it was good. He said, I'm 6'4" and I'm broke from child support. No, I'll get let's talk I'll talk about the Tyrones and Chads in a minute. But hold on for a sec. This is every woman I make eye contact with smiles at me. I don't know what the whole smile thing. And me personally, I don't want nobody to talk to me. Honestly, I'm not even because I'm damaged. I'm not gonna lie, I'm damaged out here. I don't even want people talking to me, period, when I'm outside. But what's interesting is sometimes I'll be in a good mood. Sometimes I'll be in a good mood. I'll go outside, you know, smile because, one of my favorite soccer players won or something, and then I'll go up and I'll be smiling at be like, "Hey, what's up?" Do the courteous thing. And for the most part, especially when I used to work customer service, if you smile, changes the mood for the most part. For the most part. Um, but I'll have I remember during the especially during the pandemic, I was scamming. I was definitely scamming during the pandemic. A girl gave me an approach, but it was kind of awkward because I smile at every customer coming through, right? When I was working at Home Depot. So and then it's just like one of those small white girls. But I was just like, not now. I was like, not now. This was like 20, yeah, this was 2020. I was like, not now. I was caught off guard. And I'm not when you I believe in this. If you're looking for it, I'm talking about if you're just looking for it, you got to do this for me. It seems to work backwards. It seems to work backwards in my case. I could be wrong, but it seems like the more I press, the more they push away. But the less I press, the more I'm like, damn, I'm not even ready. I'm not even ready. That's my curse because most of the time, if I do get an approach, I'm not ready because I'm not looking for it. I'm especially when I'll be playing at gigs and man, you'll just be like, bruh, you'll be like, this is just not the time because I'm not looking for nothing right now. This is just not the time. I'm trying to pack up my stuff. I'm trying to go. I'm not trying to stay at the bar. Please. I'm not trying to say if this is where you'll see people pull up. First of all, yeah, here's the thing. I don't know what's this thing about this whole 6 feet thing. Women, I hope you guys know women aren't they're not good with numbers. So if you're 5'10", you could just say you're 6 feet. You know what I mean? First of all, 5'9" is not short. Short is anything under 5'8". So I'm short. I'm 5'7". Anything under 5'8", that's short. So don't even be discouraged when you tell a girl your height and she's not reciprocating. I've seen plenty of dudes that are 5'10", 5'9". They say they're 6 feet. And dude, I saw this is what I saw in real life time. I saw this in real life time. This dude, he lied. It was two dudes. This was in college, mind you. He said, "Oh, I'm." This one guy, he was 6 feet tall. He said, "Nah, I'm 5'10". He just said, "Nah, I'm 5'10". Because the last time we measured him, this is somebody I knew in sports. The last time we had him, he grew like 2 inches during the season. It's crazy. He was like, I'm 5'10". The guy next to him said, I'm 6 feet tall. Mind you, the guy's 5'8". The girl dismissed the dude and went with the 5'8" guy just because he said he was 6 feet tall. So there's so many guys I know that are 5'10" that they just say they're just 6 feet. You'll get away with it. It'll be fine. He said, but I don't know. I don't because maybe because I'm not like when I go out in public, I really don't want people to talk to me at all. I'm talking about men or women. I don't want people talking to me. I want to go to the um self checkout or the checkout and then be out, right? And here's the other thing. The boomers, bro. Some of the boomers, dog. and some of the Gen X, just because a waitress is being nice to you does not mean she's choosing. Yes, that sometimes, but they're just doing their job. I didn't see these dudes. I'm like, because I used to work with these people. This how I know this stuff. They like you'll have a girl. She's friendly. Yeah, she's a 304, but she's friendly and she's just doing her job. And the dudes will be like, man, I still got it. And like you'll like the amount of girls that be like, man, this guy's stalking me. And she won't be lying. She won't be lying. And mind you, she'll be a 304 too. But stuff like, and that's why I always say, like, I don't I'm like, if you're a girl, I'm sorry, if you're a woman and you're over 30 years old and you've never been able to have a relationship, that means as a person, you're terrible. Either you have a disease that you're not letting anybody know about, or you're just terrible. Because I done seen the most mid chicks, but they're super nice, super friendly, that they have stalkers, dog. Like I'm like no joke. They got stalkers where we like places that I worked, we literally had to shoo these people off. But it's not they didn't lead them on. They were just very nice. That's all you have to be. This is what I'm like. This is why I don't understand how they'll have ladies out here, they're struggling. I'm like, all you have to do is be nice. Do is be nice. But what happens is, he says short man can have an oh hold on, I see so he says short man can have an easier time approaching women because they're non-threat. Yeah, I use that to my advantage. That is a cheat code. That is a cheat code. I use that to my advantage. I use that to my advantage. That is a cheat code. People, I think a lot of, unfortunately, even people in the incel community, black community, sorry, black pill community. Ugh, that's a bad slip up. They don't understand. You can use that to your advantage, but not in a predatory way. Meaning, you can get the information that you need from a woman if you're non-threatening. Meaning, all the stuff. Oh, what's her body count? What's her past like? She'll tell you. She'll be more honest with you if you're shorter, in my opinion. I could be wrong about this, but women have been more honest to me about how they operate out here, and you can get the information that you need. Like, I remember there was this girl that I was really into, but I started talking to her, and the more she started talking, I was like, never mind, because I got the information that I needed from her. Basically, all this, I was just like, I didn't even want to smash her no more. I was just like, never mind. And I was able to work with a clear mind. you know, people like it's not. It's like people got to get over. Man, I ain't smashing these hoes. You to be smashing in this time is not a flex anymore like it used to be. It's not a flex. And then not I don't care if you get called. Don't even care if you get called incel. It's not a flex anymore because it could be bought. Meaning, you can literally meet a girl via Instagram or whatever, and you'll find this out if you're part of the game. Because I'm part of the game. You'll find out that a lot of these 304s, they'll give it up for some $50 boots or some weed or some tattoos, tattoo money, some weed money. Why do you think there's so much posing as drug dealers and they're not really making money? They're not making money. They're saying they basically just be like, oh, I got some weed, just come chill. And that's basically code for, hey, just come over, smash, we'll share some weed. We'll share some weed together. That's literally the easiest way to get laid in today's age. Just say you got weed. Just say you got weed. Hey yo, come over. I got some, let's chill. We'll chill out. That's basically code for, hey, just come over. I got some weed for you. Oh man, let me see these. I missed a couple of comments. Let me see. Treat them like a little brother. Good ice brother. Oh man. Yeah, just friendly. They don't understand. Like the waitresses, these people are at the front desk, whatever. They're just doing their job, and I don't even trip over the stuff that they be saying. Say when you're old and you don't get out the house that much, that is game. Yeah. Once you go simp, you'll always go limp. Make her feel at home. That's how you expose them. Yeah, yeah. This is how I like the reason when I tell you when we talk about girls' body count, people get mad at me when I say if a girl has a say a 20 something body count, or when Brittany Renner said her body count is 35, even though she's lying, 35 is a low number in today's age. In today's age, that's low. People, because women have told me their true body count, and you guys will be shocked. I think people don't understand. You don't. Or I'll say this: I remember Corey Holcomb was talking about this before I really started knowing people's body counts. Corey Holcomb gave me a warning. The comedian he literally had a segment. He said don't even ask your girl that you messing with what's the body count. He said you do not want to know. You just he was literally looking at the camera. He's just like you don't want to know. You don't want to know. And now that I know, I'm like I'm scarred. I'm just like yikes. Yikes. I really hope that's not it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they let their guard down. Never could sell cars to tall, scared everyone away. Great on the phone or as a doorman. Yeah, there's some people. Yeah, and also here's another thing because when we talk about actual choosing signals, I've seen actual choosing signals. I've experienced it, but I can count it only on like a handful of times in terms of choosing signals. Meaning, I can remember them. That's how little it happens in terms of like choosing signals from the get go. That was middle school, right? When I was in middle school and I was bigger than most people, so that happened a lot. High school a couple of times. This is what happened when I had in because in what happened in high school, I was varsity freshman year for my soccer team. So that already put me up there. So that happened a couple times freshman year, not much senior year. I was a hermit senior year. I stopped playing after my sophomore year. Um so that and then literally a handful of times in my adult life I've gotten like choosing signals where she was just like, "Yeah, let's go." The other times, the choosing signals will be weak and I gotta pick up on it or else it's just gonna go away because in her mind, um, she's giving me a chance. So that's basically what I've been struggling with in the past couple of years, right? Choosing signals, I done seen women literally be like, to the people that I've hung with, literally be like, here's my number. I'm talking about writing it down like it's the 1990s, slipping it to him. I've seen like actual choosing signals. And on top of that, I've been around actual celebrities, right? Actual entertainers or guys who are the most popular in their city, whatever. Or one of these people. I've worked with some of these people. Choosing signals. This is why I don't believe in that PUA stuff. It's literally this is why I don't when you'll have men start shaming other men for cheating, and I'm like, I don't think you guys get it. Like I'm like I don't think you've ever experienced real choosing signals where that girl's ready to bust down right now. Meaning she'll have a whole boyfriend and everything. I'm talking about she'll bust down right now. If people got to see this in real life because I saw this especially in college. Man, dude, I'm just saying, if you that dude, I've seen girls. This the captain. Shoot, I'm putting everybody out there. People go do research. This dude had a girl, right? She recruited a threesome for him. She recruited. She found the baddest white girl on the female soccer team on her own team. She was prettier than her. She recruited her to mess with and these dudes can't even and the average dude in the relationship, they can't even get a kiss from their girl if they coming from sports. When we talk about choosing real actuals, like they'll do like the girl will do things for you that you'd be like, damn, I didn't know girls were doing that for dudes like that. This is true story. I promise you, I'm not lying about this. The girl recruited the baddest girl on the female soccer team at the time to have a threesome with the dude. This was the prettiest white girl on the team on that team. And this is another life hack for you guys. When you're talking about, oh, you want some arm candy? Look look outside of, people always want to say gymnastics, and yeah, they got some gymnastics definitely got baddies, or they'll say volleyball. I said, dude, the baddest bitches are the girls on the soccer team. I'm telling you, dog. That's a life hack for you guys right there. Yeah, he said, don't confuse choose me signals with I want attention signals. This is why, like on my Instagram, I don't follow I follow zero Instagram models. Like on Instagram, I literally follow only 120 people. I follow only 120 people. And even then, the girls that I know, those are people I used to work with, or they have a talent. Meaning the ones that I keep in contact with, they have a talent that I'm going to need. Because I do some recruiting on the side. So you got to make sure you got to keep those girls engaged, send them something, send them some opportunity. Hopefully they send me some opportunity back. That has happened. But in terms of just texting 304s, I wouldn't recommend doing that. I wouldn't recommend doing that. See, 304s don't carry a ruler, so it don't matter. I've always just told people, I've always told ladies my height. So it's like this whole height thing, I've only really noticed it being a problem until 2018. This is where I started. You'll hear girls, oh, I don't date nothing but 6 feet and up. But it is what it is. The only, like, I'll say this, in my experience, like the girls that have laughed at me from my height were girls that were already overweight. Like it's never been, dude, it's never been the slim in shape girls, whether small or tall, that have made fun of my height. It's always been fat bitches. So like I remember it was like two white fat bitches that were on my height, that were kind of on my height. And I'm just like, okay, but it's literally it was like two overweight women. So, and even shout out to Kevin Samuels. He's talked about the thing with the height thing, especially what's happening right now. Women it's not that they're getting bigger, they're just getting fatter. Right. So this is why, and obviously most of the time it's a sexual domination thing, because they want a taller man to sexually dominate them in bed. But the sidebar of it is women are getting bigger, they're getting fatter. So if a girl is a little bit chubby and she's next to a smaller, skinnier dude, it's going to show. Now, if the guy's already tall, it doesn't matter. The girl that Anthony, the NBA player that was with, fuck, Anthony Edwards, and people were like, oh my god, that girl is sloppy. But I'm like, you guys don't understand, the girl that tried to extort Anthony Edwards. People don't realize. Oh, let me bring her up. Let me bring her up. Let me bring her up. Dream Page. I remember her Instagram name. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I remember. Okay, right here, right here, right here. Because this is what especially I hope people that are under 5'10" or 5'9" understand this. This is the reason why women are always aiming for taller men, especially in this day and age. I gotta what's her oh crap. It's got to be some images that pop up. Okay. Oh, it doesn't show how fat she is though. I need her Instagram. But her man, this girl, the girl I'm about to show you, this is the one that Anthony Edwards, the NBA player, was messing with. But I hope it doesn't flag my stream because when I bring her up, it's literally like it's an escort page basically. She's an IG model, but when you it's an escort page. I'll show it to you guys. Just to make my point. Let me just show it because I don't even like bringing up because she has like her BBL is like ridiculous. So right here, this is a overweight woman, guys. Like now she's got her tummy tuck and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? She's had her tummy tuck, but right here, let me see what's the best way to show. So because you see, she has a huge. This is a BBL. This is a BBL chick. So right here, this is not. She has edited her body into her being what we call slim thick, but she's really fat. Like she's fat. But but next to an NBA player, Anthony Edwards is what 6'8", it's like 6'7", 6'6", or 6'8". Next to an NBA player, she's fun sized. You all know those, those fun sized girls, whatever. They're like 5'2", 5'1", 5 feet tall. Dudes like to mess with girls like that, right? This is why they go for bigger. They're getting fat, dog. A lot of girls like the BBL and the tummy tuck hides it, but she's fat. So a girl like this, she's always gonna go for, if she can, a taller dude, like like a really a taller dude, because next to a taller dude, she does not look that fat. Her body discipline doesn't need to be the same as if she was with a shorter person. But mostly the whole thing about girls wanting a taller dude is because she wants to be sexually dominated, and taller men, they have a women have an easier time being dominated by taller men. That's really what it is. But I'm just giving you this sidebar that look, women are just they're getting fatter. So they're gonna go for a taller dude. Like she's sloppy, like she's really sloppy. But compared for Anthony Edwards, she's not sloppy. The dude's 6'8". Everybody, if you're that tall, you're literally looking down on most people. I'm talking about men and women. You're literally looking down on everybody. So it's not. And you even look at Anthony Edwards' girlfriend. She's on the chubby side. His main girl. You see, I can't condone cheating only because it hurts man and gets you in Jonathan Major situation. Can't blame men though. You offer a crackhead crack, she's gonna take it. This is facts. And I say the same thing too. I tell men, please don't cheat. The reason why I say this, and I know it's a double-edged sword, but the reason why I said you're going to get caught. And it's not because of whether you're being sneaky. I don't care how slutty your side chick is, she's going to expose you. She cannot, especially if you have, I'm talking about you got a family, you got a whole situation, or you got a main girl that you're putting on social media, you're lifting her up in the air. I don't care how slutty the side chick is, she's going to expose it because she can't stand that she's not being chose. Most side chicks do not play their position. Now, the real reason why women get away with cheating more than men is because side dudes love their position. They're like, wow, this is great. I could just smash her and just, I'm only sharing with what, one or two other dudes. This is perfect. I can just literally drop D off and leave. So they'll save the relationship. They'll make sure they don't get caught. They'll they'll do everything that they can to make sure this relationship is straight. They'll make sure it works because in their mind they're winning. But I'm talking about the side chick could literally be, you could put this girl on you're literally seeing with the celebrities, you could put the girl on a contract, they're breaking the contract. Oh, he slept with me. And you're like, bro, he put you on a contract. Why can't you just keep your role as this. Like I said, I don't care how slutty the side chick is. She's going to expose you. She's going to leave some hair in her in your room. She's going to leave her pen. Oh, I forgot my toothbrush. They do this stuff on purpose, guys, because they see you with your situation and they feel a type of way. Trust me. I don't care how slutty I'm talking about. She could be messing with like 10 other dudes. But because you are the one with the situation, you're the one with the financially, the house or whatever, she's going to expose you. She's going to expose you. This is why men get caught. Friends with benefits don't work unless if you're actually single. Now, the only problem is with that, they don't feel the need to compete for you if you're actually single. Unless if you already have a whole bunch of 3 or 4s, like Leonardo DiCaprio situation. But if you're like just a single dude and like, oh yeah, friends with benefits, she'll flake on you. But for it's weird. That's why I tell dudes, you're gonna get caught. It's not even because of you. It's just the girl. She's going to expose you. She's gonna expose you. And talk about, and then she's gonna go up to your girl. Oh, I'm just trying to help you, bitch. Stop. They think it will lock you down. They sometimes offer to share, but you get to be on game. At that point, you need to keep the grindstone or they will wreck you. You see, they just need to know it's going to be hard for her. It's hard to find a natural DD with a flat stomach. Exactly. Slim thick, that's a myth. Slim thick it's a myth. It said plus taller men are easier for them to dominate mentally due to all the concussion. Yo, Jameson, you always got the best comments, bro. Oh my God. He said, plus tall men are easier for them to dominate mentally due to all the concussions from hitting their head from all the time. And a lot of the time, people think like the taller dudes, those are not the bullies, dog. When I look at in my past, it's not the big jock dudes that were my biggest problem. It's not them. Trust me. Now, obviously, you'll still run into these people, but for the most part, it's not. Those are not the bullies. If you have just talk to a bodyguard at a club, they'll literally like if they're trying to implement something, the guy will be like freaking huge. Have you? Let me show you something. Let me show you something. I'm a because you be seeing these people, you be like, what are you feeding these people? Hold on. I'm gonna show you Kendrick Lamar's bodyguard. I'm gonna show you this dude. This dude literally looks like a goddamn. He looks like this is an ogre, dog. This dude is an ogre. I don't know if you guys have seen Kendrick Lamar's bodyguard. Open image, a new tab. You gotta see, because you guys gotta see this. Because when the when the picture went viral, I was crying laughing. I'm like, this dude looks huge. Pause. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna show. This is Kendrick Lamar's bodyguard. These people be the nicest people though. These be the nicest people. I'm about to show you something real quick. Let me show you. Have you seen this? This dude is these people, but when you meet these people be the nicest people, dog. And before they whoop ass, they'll give you a warning. They'll be like, please, this is not fair. Let me not. They'll be like, let me not do this to you. Because you'll see like those smaller dudes acting crazy at the club, putting their hands on strippers and stuff like that. And then the guy, hey, look, man, you can't. The guy, he'll be like, please don't let me do this to you. Let me not do let me not do this. Let me. Oh, hold on. This is, man. When I saw this, when this video went viral in 2013, I'm like, this guy is a guy. This is Goliath from the Bible. This is Goliath from the Bible. These be the people that be bodyguards and whatnot for these rich assholes a lot of the time. And the dude will be like what 5'9", 5'10" regulars, and these people will be freaking ogres. And then you'll talk to them, and they're really the nicest people. Like, hold on for a sec. These in my country band that I'm in, the country band that I'm in, that I play in that I play in sometimes, we have the drummer and the lead singer. These guys are like at least 6'5", each of them, and the singer's at least what 6'6", 6'7", whatever. Truck, these guys are not bullies. They're not bullies. They're not bullies. The people that be doing the out of pocket stuff are the people that are like between 5'10" and 6'2". Those be the people that be doing the out of pocket stuff, because those guys are still taller than most people, but because they're in that position, they think they could do certain stuff. But really, those guys that be like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", these people, they don't be on no bully shit for the most part. For the most part. Even the people that be dissing you, they don't really be touching you like that. Now, you'll have these guys that'll be like 6'2" or 6'1". They be acting out of pocket. You know what I mean? Well, man, he said just like that basket. Yeah, Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards. Big gut Keisha is the problem. But anyway, man, let's go back to the incels. Like I said before, incels, they're not really incels, they're really volcels. That's the proper term for them. They're voluntarily celibate. If intimacy was really the problem, I'll drive them to Las Vegas myself and make sure they get laid. Like, for real. And when you hear women talking about these scary incels, right? They're it's basically them making fun of them for not getting laid. They don't really care about these people, right? Now, let me tell you this. Let me give you a history when we're talking about scapegoats, because I was getting into it and I off track myself for no reason. But let me give you some examples when we talk about scapegoats. I'm gonna give you some names real quick. I'm gonna bring this to sports. I'm gonna bring sports into this. This is what I wanted to bring up. I thought this was going to be a 1 hour show, but this is beautiful. This will be a perfect 2 hour show, or 1 hour and a half, 1 hour and 45 minutes, whatever. I'm going to bring up these names real quick. Allen Iverson, and this is where people might lose me on this. People might lose me on this. People might lose me on this. I'm gonna bring up some sports people. And people be like, "How am I comparing it to the incels?" I'll bring it home. I'm gonna bring it home. This is how I know this, because this is where I come to my conclusion where incels are not the problem, or they're not a threat. You know what I'm saying? Right here. Here we have Allen Iverson, one of the most influential players, one of the realest players that you'll ever see via the media. Now, anybody that remember how the media covered Allen Iverson at that time, if Allen Iverson coughed funny, the media would be on his neck. All right. This guy had his own style. He came in with the tattoos, right? With the one sleeve, basically bringing the hip hop culture into the NBA. He was really his own person, and he wasn't trying to influence anybody. I don't think he considered himself a role model at the time. He was just himself. Now, anybody that remembers how the media covered Allen Iverson, you would think this guy was the devil. They said this guy was a thug. This guy was this. And they would bring up him being in prison, even though people don't remember how he went to prison. But they made a lot of false narratives about this guy. They really, low key, they ran him out of the NBA, the media. And now, as time goes on, now normies are catching on. Allen Iverson is one of the good guys. He's actually one of the more truthful people, actually. And not only that, one of the realest people you'll ever see with a camera on their face. And he's very how do I say this? Very transparent about what he is. Yeah. So even that practice thing, people don't even like people don't even understand. Like the normies, they just think he was just talking about practice. At the time, he was going through something personally in his life, and people were tripping on him about whether or not him going to practice or not. And this has like this gets on my nerves to the umph degree. Guys, anybody that's been on a sports team, we all been on a sports team. The guy that's carrying the team or the guy who's usually the best players, they just have certain privileges. That's just how life works. Like it'll be. I've been on bands with certain people, and oh, this guy didn't go to practice. I'm like, but this guy's like the best drummer in the state. You know what I mean? This guy's talented. We can't let go of him. Anyways, I'm bringing up personal business right now. He was going through. I think I forgot. It was like a death in his like in his personal family, or like he lost like his best friend or something. And they were grilling him on practice. Now, guys, we all know Allen Iverson. He went to practice. He was just at the time. He's like, out of all the things y'all talking about, we talking about practice. And anybody that watched Allen Iverson play basketball knows that he literally goes, he puts his all on the court. He literally gives everything. He gave everything that he could at 5'11, 6 feet tall, at 5'11, right? He was one of the biggest scapegoats, along with Carmelo Anthony. Anytime anything went wrong with their team, they would blame him. Same with Carmelo Anthony, Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, these guys, scapegoats. Okay. But I bring up Allen Iverson because this was my hero when I was a kid. This was my hero. And mind you, I wasn't a basketball player, but I loved Allen Iverson because I don't know what it was, but his genuineness. He was different from the rest. He stood out. He stood out. To me, he stood out. So let me bring you another example. And now as time has gone on, most people are on Allen Iverson's side. And they're realizing they look at his story, how he got wrongfully imprisoned. When you look up how he got in prison, you're like, how did that even happen? He didn't. But this is the stuff that would happen, especially during that time to black athletes. This is the stuff that used to happen. It doesn't really happen in this day and age. It doesn't happen in this day and age. But Allen Iverson, he's been through a lot. He's one of the realest ones. He got scapegoated heavy by the media during his time. Let me bring you another example. Because I'm going to bring up 3 examples for you real quick. 3 main examples that I know. I'm going to bring up 2 American athletes and 1 European athlete as an example. When we talk about scapegoats, right? And you guys know this guy. I'm gonna show you. I'll show you this. People gonna lose me on this though, because people might not see why I'm bringing how you be like, how you comparing Allen Iverson and these people to incels. You'll see. You'll see. Because this is how I understand what a scapegoat is. Terrell Owens was my favorite football player growing up. Easily. When we talk about scapegoats, during that time, Terrell Owens was a pioneer of being a self-promoter, right? Which is not a crime. So I don't know why they was on his neck for it. But Terrell Owens, easily one of the biggest scapegoats of all time. And when we're talking about historically, when we talk about the greatest wide receivers of all time, at worst, he's a top 3 wide receiver of all time. At worst. At worst. There's not you can't name me there's only 2 names I will accept over Terrell Owens, and that's Randy Moss and Jerry Rice. These are the only 2 names I will accept. Now, anybody that remembers when Terrell Owens was in prominence, the bullish that he went through from the media. Tactical Insider, what's up? Yikes, Sasquatch. Man, Tactical Insider's been a minute. What's up, bro? But I'm talking about incels. And I kind of went through it, but basically what I was talking about is incels are the scapegoats of today. So anything that's going wrong, they're just going to blame it on the incels. But I've already talked about the connection. I'm going into basically the scapegoats that I looked up to when I was a kid. These are when we talk about Allen Iverson, Terrell Owens, and I'm going to bring up a European example in a moment. Terrell Owens, anything that went wrong, they blamed him. Anything, I'm talking about anything that went wrong. And the media manipulation of Terrell Owens was so bad, and to a lesser extent, Chad Ochocinco with those guys. Anything that went wrong, they blamed him. I'm talking about anything. This is the only dude that I know who fought himself. I'm talking about he broke his leg, right? Literally went through whatever he had to go through, came back in 2 to 3 months so he can play in the Super Bowl. And this guy got stick for sacrificing himself for trying to help his team. You know what I mean? It's just like these were the scapegoats of our time. So this is why I hope that the incel community or whatever, or when people are talking about we got to watch out for incel, dude, during this time, people don't remember. Like there were a lot. These were dudes that were this like this wasn't women complaining about Terrell Owens. These were grown dudes acting like Terrell Owens was the devil. So much so, do you know that they kept this man out of the Hall of Fame 3 times? I think twice or 3 times they kept him out when he should have been a first ballot Hall of Fame. And me personally, I think what Terrell Owens suffered from, he was just born at the wrong time. At the time, people don't remember, and I think this has something to do with this, and people might disagree. A lot of white fans might disagree, but I remember how Terrell Owens was covered at the time. Terrell Owens used to go out with the baddest white bitches at the time when he was a pro athlete, and he still does. But I'm talking about he was going out with the baddest white hoes. So much, and then I remember during this, he had a Super Bowl commercial with this white girl. I forgot what her name is. I think it was either Chelsea Handler. He did a commercial where basically a white bitch got naked for him in the Super Bowl. Now, most of the people like a lot of NFL fans, they just found it funny, right? But there was a lot of older white men at that time that did not find that funny. Hold on for a second. I think that ruined his career, in my opinion, because he was going out with the baddest white bitches and literally parading them around like he was Jack Johnson. The boxer Jack Johnson from the 1900s. He was doing all of that. I think that had something to do with it. And on top of that, unfortunately, he was never able to play for a quarterback like a Tom Brady, um, um, a Peyton Manning, to where he could redeem his career. Because during that time, Randy Moss was considered like a problem child himself. But because he helped Tom Brady and Brett Favre, I think that kind of forgave the gatekeepers at the time. The gatekeepers basically forgave Randy Moss because he helped Tom Brady out. And Terrell Owens is a guy, he's going to speak his mind. Now, mind you, I don't agree with Terrell Owens' politics at all, mind you. I don't agree with he's very misinformed when it comes to politics and stuff like that. But I'm talking about when he was playing during that time, the haters that he had was ridiculous. So much so you had like literally news reporters, you got guys like Skip Bayless, these people, people in the inside, people that vote in the for the Hall of Fame, media reporters literally lying on this man's name, putting his business out there about his personal life. Like they went in on Terrell Owens, dog. People don't remember this. This was one of the biggest scapegoats I've probably ever seen in my life. Out of all of the athletes, outside of maybe Barry Bonds, this guy got so much hate, dog. This guy got like like so much hate, like it was ridiculous. And I'm like, has he? He never even Randy Terrell Owens never even committed a crime, dog. He never even committed a crime, and the people like I'm talking about, they'll praise Marvin Harrison, but he killed a person. But they will treat Terrell Owens like he's the devil. And I just chalked it up to, man, he must have fucked somebody's wife or something, because the hate that he was getting was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. Right. Now we'll bring you one more example of a scapegoat. And a lot of you guys might not know this player, but this is very common in Europe. Anybody that knows this man right here, this guy right here, Mario Balotelli. This was my favorite soccer player growing up. In terms of personally, this was my favorite soccer player. Um, this man went through a lot. Anybody that knows his story, this man went through a lot. I'm talking about from his own country, his own fan base, the stuff that his own fan base said to him when he was like 19, 18 years old, 17 years old. This dude made his debut for Inter Milan, one of the biggest clubs in the world at the time. One of the biggest clubs in the world, Inter Milan, at 17. Um, he made his professional debut for a smaller club when he was 15, right? This is very common in Europe, okay? If you guys get the chance, I want you guys to search up Balotelli. He went through a lot. Yeah, exactly. Jameson's talking about Terrell Owens. Yeah, they act like when he was filming from his, they act like that was the worst thing in the world with Terrell Owens. But yeah, anybody I followed Balotelli his whole career. There's very few players I followed their whole career. I followed Balotelli his whole career, meaning since youth academy. Eden Hazard, Paul Pogba, these three players, Paul Pogba, Hazard, and Balotelli, I've literally followed them ever since their youth. I'm talking about youth academy. Um, Balotelli went through a lot, like literally a lot. It's really sad. Once the book comes out, it's gonna be a lot of people in the media playing revisionist history about his story, but I followed it. You have these news sites like the Daily Mail, the Daily Sun, the Guardian, that wrote a lot of fake stories about this man. There's a lot of BS about this man, literally questioning this man's intelligence. Anytime, like, mind you, they would blame this man for team losses, and he wasn't even a starter. This is how you know this. I'm talking about, like, he would not even be like, he would not even start for, like, I'm talking about especially when he was younger. He would like not even start for games, and they would still blame him for team losses. It like anybody that follows soccer or European soccer specifically, people like if you ask the average soccer fan about Balotelli, they'll always say some stupid stuff like, "Oh, he's an idiot and he's this and that and he's a bad." Like you'll think they're talking about the devil when they're talking about Balotelli, but really this is a guy that's been through a lot. He's never really done anything crazy. You know, the stuff that they have ripped Balotelli for is the stuff that they praise current players for today. Meaning, people were very critical of his celebration style when he was 8. I'm talking about he wouldn't do certain celebrations where basically he wouldn't even celebrate. He would just look at the crowd like this and just walk away. And they would criticize him for doing that. He never did nothing suggestive. Like, at least in the NFL, like the stuff that they were ripping Randy Moss for, like him acting like he was taking a crap. They used to rip Balotelli for not celebrating. And I'm talking about he was 18, 17 years old at Inter Milan. They would rip him for not celebrating. This is when you know when you're dealing with somebody that's going to get a lot of hate. Now, what you see his parents gave him up for adoption when he was wild. Yeah, when he was literally a baby. Um, and it's a lot deeper than that too, because He still had contact with that family, but they basically could not afford him because he had a some kind of stomach problem as like a baby, and they had to give him up at the time. So this is a man that I'm talking about from his own Italian fans will call him all types of stuff that would break the average person. Like this is why when people talk about racism in the United States, I'd be like, nah. I'd just be like, at least there's some kind of you can like you can sue somebody for being racist to you in the United States. Over there in like Italy, where he was born. Imagine being born in a country, right? You know the language. I'm talking about you've been there your whole life, and your own countrymen don't see you as Italian. That's sad. That's very sad. That's very sad. So this I'm talking about anybody that with a clear conscience that actually knows about Balotelli's story, they'll tell you anytime things would go wrong, they would just blame him. They would blame him for literally anything. Anything. He could not do no. I'm talking about he even when he was playing good, they would write up crazy stories about this guy. So I say all of this to say that I've seen some wild headlines I'm talking about from the athletes I admired when I was a kid. I've seen some of the wild stuff, and I'm like, this can't be true. This can't be true. Let me show you something real quick. Let me show you the average when I type an incel, right? Because you'll see these people talk about incels and you'll be like, these people are so uninformed. Hold on for a sec. Let's bring up a CNN article. You know, let's see. Because you'll see, oh, let me turn this off. Let me turn this off. So you'll see you'll see like some shows. Okay, you'll see some shows and they'll try to act like they know what the incels are. And they have no idea. And you can tell they have no idea is because they group in the RP space with the incels, and they're actually two completely separate things. We do not have an incel problem. So let's read this article real quick. Because the problem is when, mind you, the athletes that I mentioned, they used to be in articles like this, all professionally written, all with time stamps and dates and stuff, and they're literally lying about this this people. You know what I'm saying? And they will be on articles like CNN. Allen Iverson would be on Barry Bonds, these Westbrook, these people. They'll be on nicely typed articles. So it's like they can't be lying on this guy. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. The term incel is everywhere. I'm reading from the article here. What was once a niche piece of internet slang now populates international headlines and is a frequent topic in discussions about gender, misogyny, violence, and extremism. Now, this is how I already know this article. Now, once I read the first paragraph, I already know this article is going to be BS. But if you're on an article like CNN, right, The Guardian, right, from the UK, right, or the BBC, right, or what's a reputable MSNBC. I'm not going to say Fox News because people take Fox News with a grain of salt already. This is why I don't really be slandering Fox News because they already have that asterisk with their name. Right here, reading from here. Incel. What the hell does that mean? Hold on for a second. Is a portmanteau of involuntary celibate. Oh, okay. In its most basic form, incel describes someone, usually a male, who is frustrated by their lack of sexual experiences. So, like I said before, it's basically when they make articles like this, they're making fun of these guys because we all know people make fun of male virgins. Or if you're a man that doesn't get action, you always you get shamed for lack of action, right? So this is how I know this article is. Let me see who wrote the article. It's probably a soy boy that wrote the article. Oh, this was written by a woman. So we already know this is gonna be. Nah, that's sexist. But anytime you're talking about women talking about the incel community, you already know it's gonna be misinformation. The Anti Defamation League, which works to address hate and extremism, defines incel as heterosexual men who blame women in society for their lack of romantic success. So, right here, the ADL, let me put it on me real quick. Anybody that knows about the ADL, this is the ADL. That's BS. These were the people that were trying to tell you that Kyrie Irving was was the devil. Anti was it what they call, because I didn't cover the ADL before, the Anti Defamation League. That those are people. These are people not to be trusted with anything. So for her to even mention that, I'm like, oh, you can throw that out. But this is why I mentioned these athletes. They would be on articles like this, and I would literally try to tell people, you really got to throw that out, because these articles, they have no idea what they're talking about. Let me see. Balotelli some dumb shit. Firecrackers in the bathtub and driving to a woman's prison. So the driving to a woman's prison, that hasn't really been confirmed. That hasn't really been confirmed. A lot of the stories about Balotelli, they're not really confirmed. They're like rumors. Now for the firecrackers thing, with that, apparently what happened, he didn't even know. Like, he didn't like the thing. He just left it somewhere. He didn't even know what happened with it. So with that's a bit of misinformation on that story. He didn't he had him. He had him. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether or not be dumb to say it's dumb, I don't know. But like I said, I've hung out with 19-year-olds before. They do some interesting stuff. All right. 19-year-olds don't really have the most especially you talking about a young ninja with money. They're gonna do some reckless stuff. Now with the firecracker story, they didn't really tell the full story with it. He was sorry, he was 20 at the time. They didn't really tell the full story on that end. He didn't like the shit. He didn't. He left it somewhere, and he went to bed, and he got woke up by his girl at the time. What's her name? Raffaella, Italian girl, Italian model, white Italian model at the time, who was older than him, mind you, at the time, like way older, like at least 6 or 5 years older than this guy. And she had to wake him up during that time. So the headlines basically wrote, he lit firecrackers in his house. No, like, he had firecrackers. He don't know. He doesn't. He said he literally left it. So he don't know how it just went off. It just, so wherever he left it, it got lit up. And then people are like, what the hell is he doing with firecrackers in his house? So that's basically what happened. So there's a lot of conjecture in that story in it as well. Let me see. I only trust Allen. He said you can't trust a senior citizen with frosted tips. Yeah, Skip Bayless was really, but I'll say this with Skip Bayless. Nobody had more like Jason Whitlock had like a really weird hatred of Allen Iverson, which was, it was just weird. And Skip Bayless kind of have this weird hatred towards certain. He'll like certain athletes for this, and then hate certain athletes for that. It's just Skip Bayless is a weirdo. He's a weirdo. I like Skip Bayless though, but he's a weirdo. He's a weirdo when it comes to athletes. Like, he's the problem with guys like that. They expect their athletes to be a certain way, but they're human beings. They have their own personalities. Like, people think that Tom Brady's this OG. Nah, Tom Brady's a savage out here. He's cutthroat, which that doesn't make him evil. But I'm just saying the perception, like people think that Brett Favre would like if the way that the media covered Brett Favre, you think he's the best thing since sliced bread, but in the actuality, this dude was a drug addict, pill popping, concussed, uh dude that did a lot of reckless stuff, not only on the field but off the field. Like this guy was a reckless person. Brett Favre was a very reckless person, but the way that the media covered him at the time, you think this guy was the greatest thing. People loved Brett Favre more than Tom Brady back then. Same with Skip Bayless. He loved Brett Favre way more than Tom Brady. He said a lot things go on with the Incel label, goes even deeper when you get into the government intel. Oh yeah. So what people need to understand now, the reason why it's dangerous, they're always trying to group the incels with the RP community. The reason why they're trying to do it now, they have these people on the list on the FBI on the list. Now they're making it public now, but they've always had these people on the watch list. Now they're basically trying to target these people and label them as terrorists and extremists, which is laughable to me. But like I said, I grew up with this. They've been trying to convince me that when I was a kid that that Terrell Owens was the devil. Trust me, I remember the articles. How about I'll give you another example. Anybody that follows college football, Chris Leak, one of my favorite quarterbacks growing up. Chris Leak, this was the college quarterback for the Florida Gators. They gave this man hell, bro. I want you, anybody that could read the articles from back in the day. I didn't realize how much hell they gave him until I started reading, when I was in middle school, you'll read all these articles and stuff. And I went down the rabbit hole and I found like old articles of Chris Leak. And I'm like, yo, just tore myself away from football. Hey, yo. And I was like, yo, they were saying this stuff about Chris Leak. What the hell? What did he do? But what Chris Leak he had a Kyler Murray-esque personality. Chris Leak was like 5'11, 6 feet tall, 5'11. He was Drew Brees at the time, low key. Low key. But nah, I would say he was ahead of his time. Chris Leak was a very reserved, serious individual. He didn't really fuck with the media reporting. He didn't even say, he didn't even talk, right? But the way he caught a lot of hell, him too. But the way they covered Tim Tebow contrasted to Chris Leak, you would think that Tim Tebow really won those 2 national titles at Florida by himself. But the actuality of it was the first title he won, Chris Leak was the starter, but Tim Tebow gets the credit for Chris Leak's championship. This dude is Tim Tebow would come in third down, fourth down situations, fourth and short, where basically Tim Tebow was unstoppable from like fourth and short, especially with the read option and with the packages that Urban Meyer would put out there with the running quarter. Like he was basically unstoppable from fourth and short goal line situations. Tim Tebow was basically unstoppable, but Chris Leak was the quarterback. Tim Tebow could not throw at all, like at all. Chris Leak was the starting quarterback for the team when they won a national championship, but they gave they gave all the credit to Tebow because he was more popular than Chris Leak. That's how it works, guys. So let me go back to the article. Hold on, let me see. He said, "Man, I didn't know Americans." Yeah, this is like Americans do this. Americans, this is why I bring up the incels. Americans, they need a bad guy. They need something to kick on. Incels are literally like the lowest rung people that they just even people in the RP community likes to kick down on these people. And I like to remind people, all of you men were incels until you got your first piece of ass. All of you, including me. We were all incels until we got our first piece of ass. So let's not kick down on these people just because they weren't successful at this or they act a certain way. Let's not do that. Shout out to Undead Chronic for bringing that point up. Anyways, let's go back to the article. Let's go back to the article. Let's go back to the article. What does the term incel mean? The ADL. Incel can also be used as a pejorative to describe someone who has misogynistic viewpoints or behaviors. Now, let's keep it real. That's not why they're calling people incel. If they're calling you an incel, they're trying to accuse, they're basically trying to say, oh, you don't get no ass. It has a, because when we talk about the people that have real misogynistic viewpoints, it's actually the people that have a lot of success with women. They've done studies on this. The people that actually have a lot of success with women are actually the people that have the most misogynistic views. They've done studies on this. So that would be the opposite of an incel. So it actually, like, if you actually poll the guys that actually have sex with women on a regular basis, they actually agree with a lot of the things the incels say. Anyway, let's go back to the article. Beyond that, the incel identity shatters into several facets, some of which are considered dangerous, both to the public and to the very individuals who claim it. However, it's important to understand the complex ways the term incel is used, as well as how it originates and how it connects to certain ideologies. Okay, so I'm speed reading through it. Oh, it's interesting when they talked about incel, they put Andrew Tate's picture up there. Oh, shoot. I mentioned his name, Top G. I meant to say. I'm sorry, YouTube. Anyway, so it looks like she got the history right, that it came from the 1990s. And that basically, technically, it started with a woman. You know what I'm saying? What are some common characteristics of incel culture? Okay, right here. An appearance-based hierarchy in which how one looks is considered the most essential key to both sexual relationships and one's place in society. Number two, a belief in female hypergamy, the notion that women are too sexually selective and use their privilege and sexually for social advancement above all else. And number three, a dislike of feminism. So she put those three broad things out there so she can label more people as incels. And that's just simply not true. Basically, for the when she's talking about an appearance based hierarchy, maybe that might be the basis of it, but that's more just black pill. Incels is just they're just a branch off the black pill. That's incels are not even really, like I said, incels, they're not even RP or black pill. They're really blue pill. They're really blue pill. Let's see. So a belief in female hypergamy. Well, hypergamy, this is actually an actual term. It's not something that we just made up. It's an actual term when we're talking about the caste system, when we're talking about class. This is just something that's just natural. And then when you talk about a dislike of feminism, there are plenty of women that hate feminism. There's plenty of women that hate feminism. Are they incels too? So you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So you already know she's. What does incel slang like red pill? You see, you see. This is when we talk about, this is evil journalism right here. You see how what she did here was basically put red pill under the incel branch. Like red pill is a branch of incel. When that's just basically a lie. But like I said, we're dealing with American journalists, Western journalists. They don't know what the hell they're talking about half the time. I've been trying to tell people this since I was a kid. These journalists, they don't know what they're talking about. And I remember I used to say this as a kid. Please do not come back complaining to me when they go after your favorite group. Please do not, because I'm talking about, it used to be dudes that I know, dudes that would say things, and I used to be like, these people are lying, right? And they would act like I'm crazy, and I'm like, look, they're gonna go after your favorite celebrity, and I don't want you complaining. Let me give you an example. You know how AJ found me? Because I was trolling Jesse Lee Peterson. That's how AJ found me. and AJ just found me. He found me funny at that time. That's basically how we met up. It wasn't even off this stuff that we talking about. I was just trolling Jesse Lee Peterson. And what people don't understand with that situation, people don't understand. I'm a fan of Jesse Lee Peterson. I made one short talking about allegation that he may have been a part of, and the conservatives went crazy. They blew up that short. They blew it up. I was like, wow. Out of all the stuff I was talking about, this is what's gonna get me famous. Wow. Okay. Anyway, people don't understand with that situation. Anthony Dream Joshua. I used to tell people, yo, I would not. I was telling people, Anthony Dream Joshua, I can't trust this man. I can't trust this man because this dude literally exposes everybody that he works with. This guy is a dangerous individual to work with. Even though I agree with a lot with what he says, though, in terms of his certain talking points, they said I agree with a lot of it, especially when he was talking about how black men were simping for just pearly things. I was like, I agree with that, but but it's just like like, don't be surprised, like, because people were when Anthony Dream Joshua exposed Donovan Sharp, when he exposed Fresh and Fit, and a lot of people in his crew, people were praising him for it. And I was like, I don't know, man. This guy, he's a weirdo. Like the people that he works with, and he's actively trying to expose them. That's kind of weird to me. Now, he decides to expose Jesse Lee Peterson. This wasn't a liberal hit piece on Jesse Lee Peterson. This was people from his own camp, the own conservatives from his own camp, saying that he's low key part of the rainbow community. And I was trying to tell people, guys, you can't be saying Anthony Dream Joshua is a hero for exposing all these people, but he's lying about Jesse Lee Peterson. Either he's telling the truth or he's not. Oh man. Hold over. I saw something that James has said. Women are selective. Is this a parody? you know, I've seen, man. Look, man. Like, I've met women. People talk about dudes can't keep it in their pants. I'll say this: when women are ovulating, they can't keep it in their pants. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Women are reckless when they're ovulating. Reckless. They've done studies on this too, where they talking about a lot of affairs happen during when women are ovulating. This is why I'm very pro. We need mandatory paternity tests because it's interesting when you look at these studies. You're like, bruh, that's scary. Where basically they said like most of the affairs that women partake in is when they're basically off birth control and when they're ovulating. This is where most of their affairs happen. This is scary stuff, low key. But we focus on the wrong things. That when I found that when who put me on op put me onto this information. I was like, I was scared. Let's continue to this article, man. But you see how they're trying to. This is evil journalism right here. This is evil. What does incel slang like red pill mean? Like it was like incels came up with the slang red pill. This is evil stuff. This is evil to make a statement like to make a question like this is evil. This is evil because this is a lie. Like this is like she knows she's lying about that. Like she knows. First of all, when I first heard about red pill, I used to think we're just talking about conspiracy theories in general, just in general. I never really knew it was appropriated to a certain space. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Okay, you say some other examples of incel slang are Chads, Stacy's, and looks maxing. This is interesting because looks maxing, this is a popular slang that I've heard amongst black pillars, not necessarily really amongst incels, but amongst black pillars. I've heard this term looks maxing. Now, I want you to look at the definition that she used for looks maxing. She says looks maxing. I'm going to highlight this. This is interesting. Looks maxing is the act of getting as attractive as one can through grooming, style, or exercise. Well, who would be bigger looks maxers, women or men? Because men don't use makeup. The act of using makeup, you're participating in looks maxing. So basically, women are the biggest looks maxers. Who's getting the most cosmetic surgery? Who's buying the most cosmetic products? Who's getting the BBLs? That's looks maxing. Looks maxing. So yeah, he's like, what, self-improvement? At least they're doing it the natural way. At least those guys are, going to the gym or whatever. Or grooming, making sure they shave and stuff, get a nice crisp lineup. At least they're using what they have. Women literally use makeup. If they're saying that's looks maxing, what would be the act of using makeup? What would be the act of using waist trainers? What would be the act of using certain yoga pants, slim fitting yoga pants that hides their stomach? What would be the act of wearing a weave, wearing wigs, extensions? What would that's looks maxing. But they will literally turn around and say these incels or these black pillars are looks maxing. And you're literally looking at a girl that's literally has a goddamn Haitian cake. Of anybody that has ever tasted Haitian cake might understand my reference. Have a damn cake of makeup on them, like a whole pound cake of makeup on them. Talking about men looks maxing is the problem. Bruh. You say, you mean you're not using the Instagram filter right now? And then let me go back to they have these Instagram filters that literally changes their face. Like women will literally use Instagram filters that literally changes their face, changes it, where a fat woman can literally look like not a fat woman. I've seen this. He said, "Are incels part of the manosphere?" According to her, incels are considered a part of a larger web of ideologies, groups, and media, sometimes described as the manosphere. This includes pickup artists, so-called men rights activists, alpha male influencers, and more. It's interesting she doesn't mention the MGTOW creators. That's interesting. That's interesting. She brought up the people that have negative connotation, meaning the pickup artists, the alpha male influencers, which is another bunch of clownery, and the men's rights activists who actually did good work. But if a man says that if a man comes out and says I'm a men's rights activist, that dude is never gonna get no pussy, dog. If you're a man and you're saying you're a men's rights activist, you're not gonna get no pussy. You might as well just say I'm an incel. You'll probably get a better chance of getting laid than saying I'm a man's rights activist. But and also with that community, with the men's rights activists, there was a lot of women in that community who were wives of guys who just came through from a divorce, and they were men's rights activists because their ex-wives were literally stealing money from not only their ex-husband, but the ex-husband's current wife. So they became MRAs themselves. Attract predominantly young males searching for meaning in community. Youth are searching for that sense of belonging, that kind of grounding to explain what's happening to them. In the last few years, more youth have had to turn to communities online. We've seen a degradation of in-person social skills. And whose fault is that? Bruh. Oh Lord have mercy. These different groups tend to share overlapping lapping misogynistic views that paint women as drains on society and as objects that should be submissive to sexually dominant men. Um no, but he said, why do people think that incel identity is dangerous? You see, I knew they were gonna bring up Elliot Rodger. That's that they can only stand on Elliot. That's all they could stand on, dog. That's all they always bring this man up. And by the way, I hate and it's interesting. They like to bring up RP stuff, incel stuff. They group it in with far right, and they talk about right. They try to group it in with white supremacy, which makes no sense because when you look at the stuff in the RP, a lot of this stuff, the RP technically, this was like the stuff that people in the RP talk about. Black dudes have been talking about this ish for years. I mean, like decades in the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Like this stuff about, dude, before I even, dude, even before the RP, when people were when people were advising me on certain stuff, this is stuff that black male pastors used to put me on, used to try to tell me about this stuff, but they would put it in a religious view, so I would reject it. You know what I'm saying? They used to talk about this stuff with me when I was a kid, but it's just I couldn't accept it because they kind of put it in a religious thing. So it was hard for me to accept what they were trying to say, but they were really trying to save us from wasting our time out here. Oh man. They always stand on that Elliot Rodgers thing. Well, you want the guy that won the Elliot Rodgers story? Here we are. Elliot Rodger, who went on a stabbing and shooting rampage in Isla Vista, California, another God forbidden state, in 2014, was a self-described incel after the attack, which killed 6, injured more than a dozen, and ended with the 22-year-old's death at his own hands. Rogers became a celebrity inspiration and meme among incel communities. No, he didn't. He became dudes try to basically they try to separate themselves from that man as much as possible. Other incidents also show that incel behavior and its violence consequences aren't limited to the US. The man behind a 2021 van attack, oh, come on. I know what they talk about. That killed 10 spoke of an incel rebellion to overthrow the chances. He also called Rogers the supreme gentleman, a man who killed 5 during a shooting rampage in Plymouth in England in 2021, expressed solidarity with incel culture. She's probably lying about that. I haven't done the research on that, but she's probably lying about that. She's probably, or she's taking that out of context. You see, yeah, I know about this story. A 40-year-old man who attacked a hot yoga studio in Tallahassee, Florida, killing 2 women and injuring 4 others. So they basically went through his social media and found that he was listening to a couple of manosphere people or whatnot, and they basically try to attribute that to his attack. Yo, but this is like I said, they did the same thing. Like I said, people remember in the 2000s, they did this is why white women are the biggest hypocrites on God's earth. They used to shame white men for doing the exact same thing what they're doing right now, right? Where they perceive something as a threat, which the incels are not a threat. So they perceive the incels as a threat. So whatever extreme circumstances happen, they basically end up grouping everybody with the extremists. This is the same things that they criticize their white male counterparts of doing to the Muslim community. This is the stuff that they used to accuse the Fox News people of doing, and here they are doing the same thing. They don't even see they have become the people that they hate. Oh my, this is hilarious. Misogynistic extremism. Stephen Driscoll, the assistant director of the National Threat Assessment Center, told CNN in 2022 that there is more interest in studying misogynistic extremism and the ways such ideas are spread. She says you often see a crossover between misogynistic views and white supremacy, far right ideology, blah, 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 blah. The body of research examining misogyny as an extreme ideology in incels specifically, as well as intersection with other ideologies like white supremacy, as a field of research is growing. Oh my God. What is. All right. Let me see. There's yeah, nothing else to write home about in this article, but and also to top it off, I'm gonna top off. I'm gonna finish this thing off with this video. This is how this is how I know. Right there, he said Elliot Roger could get a woman. His arrogance and entitlement is what kept him alone. Exactly, exactly. The supreme gentleman. Like I said, this sounds like PUA stuff. This is why I group him in. I don't even really group him in with the incels or the black pillars, even though somebody put me on game here and showed me that he was listening to Wheat Waffles right before his attack. But the stuff that you talking about, the supreme, this sounds like some PUA stuff. He's like patient zero. They used him to build a narrative that wasn't true in order to cut off the backlash before it builds. Exactly. But like I said, I'll say this. It's because the average white man, they can't even talk about their problems because they're literally grouping them in with, if you just want to talk about what men go through, they're gonna label you an incel and say, oh, this is what the far right stuff. It's like, what? You're not even giving that man a chance. See, look into the whole right wing pipeline concept. They're trying to say you are the worst via the pipeline. If you are here, you will eventually. Oh, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking about. This is a common tactic that has been used throughout history. It's just like I said, it's just especially particularly white women using the same tactics that they accuse their white male counterparts of doing, but they're doing the exact same thing, but worse, in my opinion, because you're saying that those kind of tactics are evil, and now you're using these tactics, knowing that it's evil, but thinking you're the righteous one. How does that make you righteous? But let me show you. Let me show you this video. This is how I knew. This is how I knew incels weren't a threat. Okay, this is how I knew incels weren't a threat. Okay, so there's this video, right? And what you have, a branch off the incels are the race cells, right? So these people, they are, either white or they're black or they're Indian, right? A lot of the race cells that I've saw were Indians, sorry, Asians, meaning yeah, Asians that have trouble in the dating market. A lot of the times, that's what I see in the incel community and the race cells. But you have somebody, there was a person, a race cell, who's a branch off the incels, right? And he was basically harassing this couple in California. It was a black dude and a white woman, right? Um, so he goes up to this couple. Mind you, the black dude, he wasn't a big dude. He was like, the white girl that he was with was taller than him, it looked like. They're around the same. It's just the average modern couple, mixed interracial couple. This guy goes up to them and starts harassing them, and the guy's like, "You need to stay with your race," and blah blah blah. And they're just kind of looking back at the guy. The way that they were looking at this guy, They were literally looking at him like they were like confused. They were just like, what? But this guy was a self-proclaimed race cell. And they were just so it's not unbothered. They were just like, they were concerned with this dude. They were just like, you need help, bro? Like the dude, usually when racist incidents happen like that, you'll see the black dude kind of act out of pocket, or most of the times you'll see the white girl get frantic. Because what usually when white girls are in situations like this, they go into full SJW mode, right? Or they go in full like frantic because white girls get like really frantic easily, unfortunately. But they'll just get frantic. People like, this was the first time I saw a white girl like literally just like, what they, the black dude looked the black dude was looking at this dude like he felt bad for the dude. You gotta see. This is when I first saw my first incel, right? And I'm like, so these are the people that I got. If I'm pretty sure if I saw who this guy was, this is not somebody I really need to worry about. Like, this guy is clearly an extremist. I do not have to worry about this person. I'm like, so these are the people I'm supposed to worry about. Let me see if I can find that video because I remember seeing this via Instagram, and it was like all the comments. See, these are the incels, and this is the race cells, whatever. And I found out the guy was a race cell, a branch off the incel uh, um, ideology, right? And I was like, so these are the people that I'm supposed to be worried about. I gotta show you, man. Race cell harasses interracial couple. I gotta see this. This was hilarious. Yes, this is it. This is it. This is it. I don't know. Is that do they have the short? Oh, they got the full video. Cause I was laughing. I was like, because usually when stuff like this happens, it gets ugly. But they were literally looking at this dude like, who are you? This guy must have been like not like this guy must have been of zero threat because like they were literally watching him like they were literally looking at him. This is why I don't when I think about incels, I think about this clip and I'm just like I don't think I need to worry about any about the incels, dog, or the self-proclaimed the race cells that they're so worried about. I'm not worried about that. Hopefully I can oh man. It might take a minute to even load this video up, but man, in the meantime, did you travel here from 1950? Yeah, that's all they were looking at the guy. They were just looking at the dude, like, I wish. Oh man, I hope I can show this video because they're not letting me show it. But man, I wish they I gotta show you this video, man. I was because I looked at it, I was crying laughing because they were just looking at this dude like, yeah, no. Let me see. Let me see if I can download it real quick. Let me see if I can download it real quick on some bootleg type shit. Yo, because because this is because when I first started hearing about the incel community, this was via a TV show. I'm like, oh shoot, I must be missing something. I never really heard about this community before. And then people start like they did research on the guy. They found that this guy was a race cell. Yo, I'm like, oh, I don't got to worry about nothing. You know what? That's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start downloading these videos. They made I downloaded this video in a second, dog. Bruh. Why I downloaded this video in a second, man. Holy crap. That was way too quick. I don't know if I can show hopefully let me see if I can present it. I don't know if it's gonna show my whole my whole everything. Holy crap. Window, the entire screen. Window. Oh, let me do entire screen. Um, okay. Are you guys hopefully are you guys seeing this? Let me take a check on my YouTube. I'm sorry, I didn't put the monitor on, but I gotta show you this because these are the race cells. These are the incels. You see, I told you, like the white girl is taller than the dude. Now, mind you, if the black dude was taller than the girl, he would have not approached it. he would have not approached it. He would have been scared. Let me look. Let me see this real quick. Hopefully, we're showing. Here we go. So we're all good. Here we go. So let's play this. But you see how the black dude was like, don't just don't feed into it. You just see how the black dude just like, just the black he feels bad for the guy. He feels bad for the guy. This is where like, uh, so yeah, that I had to show you this. This they did research on the guy. Just to let you, they did research on the guy. They found out he was a race cell. And I'm like, okay. Uh it's literally like uh the guy like dude, if I was in that situation, he said the whole incel thing has faded into obscurity. Well, like I said, the reason why I bring them up is because they're basically trying to group in the incels with us, the RP community. So with anything that goes wrong, if a dude goes on a rampage and starts shooting up people, and he's not a transformer, they find out he's a straight, particularly a straight white male, they're going to blame that on us. Right. This is why I bring it up. And the scapegoat theory, basically, that America is they need a bad guy to cover up the real problem. In Incelism is not the problem. What is the real problem in America? And people don't want to address it because not only would it put men accountable, it would put women accountable on what's happening. And we all know we're not allowed to hold women accountable at all. It's just you're if you hold women accountable, you're the devil. So if we actually address what's the real problem in America right now, it would put men and women accountable. They are trying to normalize it when it has faded from everyone's mind. Notice you haven't heard anything about this mess for the past 8 to 9 years. No attacks. This is, I used to say this thing about the Muslim stuff, the Islam extremism stuff. It's like, so there was no extremism until this. You're just like, or the names they'll bring up, and you'll realize the names that they'll bring up, the people from the Middle East that they were saying were terrorists and all these people, then you find out these people were actually working with America at the time. And you're like, so why are they the bad guy now? What's the problem? You know, this is You'd be like, so incelism wasn't a problem until now. This is a come on, come on, guys, come on. No attacks, no nothing. But like I said, tactical. That's too. You're too. That's too logical for the average normie. Oh man, the gender war hustlers. And I'll say this: when it comes, there is no gender war. Any person that's saying that there's a gender war, they're grifting you. Even with if it comes to if there's a man saying that there's a war between the genders, that dude's grifting. There is no gender war. There's no gender war. If you take guys, if you take the most dude, you take the most toughest dude, just look in tennis. You take the best female tennis player, she still can't compete with a guy that's ranked like number 200 in the world. Like Serena Williams has actually said, like, I tried playing with these dudes, I can't play with the dude. This is the best female tennis player of all time. There is no gender war. There is no gender war. That's a myth. Besides, if men started doing stuff to women, it's gonna be women are gonna ask other men for help. That shows you that there's no gender war. Because if there was, then the women would just retaliate back and it would just be a war. No, they would literally call other men to fix the problem. This is what there's no gender war. There is no gender war. Yo, he said the new thing is now HDTV people. I love how like Better Bachelor, he calls him the LG HGTV, like the channel HGTV, the house improvement commercial. That used to be one of my favorite channels growing up. Those house improvement, those where they would pick the house that they're about to buy. They used to be one of my favorite channels, dog. He said there was two other shootings a few days ago from that community. Well, and people are afraid to call out the alphabet community. These are a group of mentally ill people who are clearly mentally ill. Clearly. Like, okay, if they're not, how come this group, when we're talking about the transgingers, this is our code name on this channel for the Transformers, the transgingers. How come this group commits suicide? Commit self deletion at such a rate? It's like higher than everybody. They have such a high rate of self deletion. People can never put these two and two together. You know why they're committing self deletion? They don't know who they are. They literally don't even know what gender they are. Of course, they're going to commit self deletion at such a rapid rate. They don't even know who they are. But instead of calling out the obvious, we say things like, "Oh, they're fine. There's nothing wrong with them." There's clearly something wrong with them if they want to change genders. You would think that this is obvious to a logical thinking man, but for some reason, people don't want to say the obvious. Of course, there's something because people want to just talk about them and just act like what they're doing is perfectly normal. No, it's not. Clearly, something's wrong with you mentally if you want to change gender. If I, dude, I remember when Lonzo Ball came in the NBA and when he started playing bad, the dude shaved off his afro and people were just like, "Yo, is he all right?" You can literally, if you had an afro and you shave your head just out of nowhere, people be like, "Yo, are you okay? You got cancer? Or something's wrong to make a drastic change like that." But instead of saying, "Are you all right?" Why, instead of asking the questions, "Why did you want to change genders?" Instead of just saying, "I just felt this way." Nah, there must be, it could be something deeper. It's clearly something deeper. Now I have a theory behind this too, but I'll get into that later. But clearly, there's something wrong with them if you want to change genders. But if you say that, like I said, men know this, but they don't. Like I said, anything that doesn't benefit the female imperative, it's gonna hurt you in the pussy game department, and this is why people let this stuff go. So the only reason why, exactly. Shout out to AJ. Shout out to AJ, man. The only reason why women have rights is because men give it to them. I First of all, I used to use a soundboard last year, but it was taking up too much power. I got my little my MIDI right literally right to the left of me, but I gotta create new sounds on that end. He said first autism, then hormones, then surgery, then rainbow sakes in the schools. I mean, you let these people lie to themselves about their gender. What the hell you think is gonna happen to them? Of course, they're gonna shoot up schools. Of course, they're gonna commit self-deletion. Of course, they're gonna go AWOL. You you let them you don't even let your child select what clothes that they're gonna wear. But you're letting them select the gender at what, 8, 6 years old? And people think this is normal. He said, Mike, you know they can't. It's because the entirety of the woke radicals is a coalition of every subversive grievance group that have counter agendas towards each other. Yes. Well, he's talking about the Arxists. The Arxists. You have people in the Black Lesbians Matter group. They have these women have literally come. There have been particularly there was a black woman I heard that's part of that group. She literally said out her mouth, "We are trained Arxists." Arxists. She said, "We are trained Arxists from the Black Lesbians Matters group." So this is clearly something deep within that's going on. He said, "Rainbow Six in the schools." These are facts. These are facts. These are facts. They wonder why these people are acting out. They don't even know who they are. And then on top of not knowing who they are, because at least in the past, you could just say, oh, these people are crazy. So you can put them in the crazy category. So these people would kind of just stay under the tunnels and bridges of the night, just they basically were part of the underground world. On the Now you're trying to make the transgenders the transgingers, I said gingers. They're trying to put them as in part of the normie world, and they're wondering why. Oh my God, these people they feel like they don't fit in. Of course, they don't feel like they fit in. They don't. They don't fit in. This is the stuff I used to say as in high school, but people were surprised because they thought I was like really liberal at the time. Because at the time, there's the stuff that I used to this basically the stuff that I used to champion for. People thought that I guess I was one of the decent like dudes. They thought I was like one of the nice dudes until they heard me said they heard me said that. Yeah, exactly. We used to keep our right there this link right here. We used to keep our crazy family at home away from society. We don't appreciate shame anymore. So now all the non-normies are now they think they can be part of the normie world. Strippers think that they're supposed to be wives. Unfortunately, due to Drake's music and stuff like that, that clown-ish, right? You got escorts that think they have value. You have transgenders that think that they are normal human beings. Like, I'll say this about myself. I'm a weirdo person. There's things that I that I do that's outside the norm. Like I do things like where I think it's not for me, I think it's not normal for men to just go into a restaurant and be like, "Can I get the corner section so I can just take a good look out?" And I've never been part of the military. That's just what I do. I think it's not normal for me to not like to just go out there and just be like, leave me alone. I think that's not normal. That makes me a weirdo. It makes me a weirdo, especially in the profession that I'm in, where I really don't like talking to anybody, but at the same time, I'm in charge and recruiting a lot of people. It's an oxymoron. That makes me a weirdo. I'm a weirdo for that. But the left will make people tell themselves that Basically, if you think a certain way, it makes you normal. No, you're not normal. You're not normal. That doesn't make you the devil. You're just not normal. This is why I refuse this term called cisgender. I'm like, what? You mean a normal human being? What is going on? What is going on? Cisgendered and all this. You're like, bruh. Let's use regular terms. I'm talking about people I respect. Now they got to put pronouns in their emails and stuff. Their preferred I'm like, oh my lord. The conservative are on the move. I'm giving you full authority to recruit from all over the world. Transformers, maps. Oh yeah, I forgot about the maps. Yikes. Anarchists, I give you full authority to stop the right from gaining power. And when Tactical's talking about maps, he's talking about maps. If you look up what map the acronym for maps, it's minor. So what's it? Minors attracted to shit. I forgot what it's called. It's basically it's metaphiles. It's a short term word for metaphiles. I gotta use these code terms. Yikes! I think that's what it is, right? If I'm not correct, let me just to make sure, because I'm not the most kid touchers exactly, because I'm very uneducated. You should. But yeah, that's what it basically is. The cupcake clan. Yeah, the EDP 445 clan. Minor attracted persons. Exactly. That's what it is. So that yeah. But like I said, the EDPs, EDP 445s. So that group, I'm not even surprised that group exists, because the Christians and the Muslims did warn the normies. So I got to give the Christians and the Muslims credit for that. They warned us. They warned us, if you let the alphabet community continue their reign, these people are going to come out the woodworks. They're already trying to add the P to the alphabet community. They've been trying to do that for a while, and that's basically the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate goal. So the people in charge, and they be calling us, like they'll call the RP people metaphiles, but really the real ones, like the people, when we talk about Big Jeff, we're gonna call him Big Jeff on our channel. Big Jeff and him, Big Jeff and Big G walking around pimping the industry, right? And they was doing their recruiting. Women don't want to talk about that because they know they'll get killed when you talk about certain people. Said that's what blows my mind. They get to run around and do whatever, but we have to watch what we say, because it will trigger their delicate sensibilities. I will say this. Though. I speak my mind wherever I go. Like, um I'll say maybe that's one of the perks of being a smaller person. I just speak my mind, bro. And people will be shocked at first, but they really can't do nothing about me when I say certain things. I remember people was like, "Oh, why are you playing R. Kelly in this game?" I'm like, R. Kelly ain't do nothing wrong, dog. Stop it. I've said this out loud. I've been like, man, like R. Kelly ain't do nothing wrong. I've said this out loud, dog. I promise you. He said Trevor Lincoln stopped giving the F. It's amazing when give the impressions to HR or whoever they complain to that you are crazier than the power they think they have over you at work. Yeah, I don't. I'm a yo. Well, this is also because a lot of the people in HR, you'll see, like I'm not. Unfortunately, I have this disease. This is the disease I have. I just texted you a link of two lesbians trying to jumpstart a car. Somebody sent me that video earlier. Somebody sent me a video via Instagram earlier. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. You can you can play that one. I don't because the video playing on my Chrome is just absurdly bad. Like I was about to show people a YouTube video. It only works on Safari, but StreamYard doesn't work on Safari. I was about to show a YouTube video. I downloaded the video in like 10 seconds and it loaded up first on my QuickTime player faster than it loaded up on YouTube. That's how messed up my Chrome is, dog. That's how messed up it is. That's how messed up it is, man. Let me play it. Let me play it. Let me see if I can play the video. Yo. Oh man. Let me see if I can play the video. Let's take a look real quick. Oh, it was on Twitter. Oh yeah, that's why I gotta start doing. I gotta post a because I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I don't have an official Twitter account. I never put my name on it, so technically it's a burner account. Technically, because I only have one Twitter account, and that's the burner. This is where I did that panel with those ladies on, which I regret. I wish I never did that because, like, I literally have no hope for Black women on Twitter because the stuff that they say is it's shocking. It's shocking. I'm talking about there's no like I'm talking about clan members that don't even say stuff like this. The stuff I see Black women say on Twitter. Like I've seen clan member like I've seen videos of clan. They don't say stuff like this, dog. The stuff that Black women say on Twitter. It's crazy. It's like wow. It's literally like wow. It's sad. Let me sign into my X real quick. Let me sign into my X. We can't call it Twitter no more. Oh man. Hopefully I remember my password. Hopefully I remember my password. Let me bring up the video. Because there's some interesting stuff on X. There's some interesting stuff on X. Oh, I messed up my password. But the stuff that I've seen on Twitter, like you gotta like, it's sad. It's sad. Now, a lot of the times they don't really mean what they say, but it's really it's shocking the stuff that you'd be like, wow. Okay, so we got my Twitter. I'm gonna show you guys my Twitter real quick. Oh yeah, Clubhouse was terrible. AJ, I was about to say, yo, I forgot about Clubhouse. Man, I saw man, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You got all these ninjas on a panel simping. Anytime black women talk, hey, black women's talking, be quiet. You'd be like, what? Nah. Clubhouse is terrible. Clubhouse is terrible. Oh my God. Hell no. Never again. Oh no. That was terrible during especially during like 2021, 2020, during when Kevin Samuels was taking over. Let me see this, man. Man, no. Man. That was the worst. The Clubhouse is the worst. Yeah, somebody sent me this video via Instagram.
Baby, I don't know. Plus with plus, negative with negative.
I don't know how to do this.
Plus
Let's say
Now, to be fair, The lesbians that I know in my life, they know how to do these things. Like I know a stud girl. I know a stud girl that know how to cut hair real good, like really good. Like she did my line. I'm talking about this was in 2019. She did my lineup really well, and she hooked me up. She gave me confidence in terms of rocking my beard out. In terms of if you line it up properly, my beard actually came out well. I was like, oh, man, she got me action with that. I know another stud girl. She's good with cars. Now, when we're talking about the average lesbian, meaning these lesbians they just hate men. Like girls like this, they're they hate, like you can tell girls like this, they hate men because clearly men have done this for them most of the time and they can't do it by themselves. And this is why they hate them.
Whatever you do, don't rub them together because you could catch on fire. Okay. Plus with plus, negative with negative.
Is the black the dark wire?
Baby, I don't know. Plus with plus, negative with negative.
I don't know how to do this. So
Plus with plus,
this
negative
is
with negative.
This is negative, right?
I don't know.
Mine's written on there. Yours is not.
You said
that
mine
is
was
a plus.
nice.
This one's plus.
So this has to be negative.
Okay.
Now, mind you, I know when I was a kid working amongst other kids, when I used to work at the theater, I used to literally help dudes with their that jumper cable stuff. I used to literally do that shit all the time. So I had to do that in high school when my car was acting up. So, and mind you, I'm not knowledgeable on cars really. To be fair, to keep it a buck with you, but you'll know a couple things around, especially when you start fiddling around. Sometimes you just got to fiddle around. Pause. You'll find out there's certain like loose things when you open up your front. You just like open up the hood, and you'll find out there's certain things that are loose that other mechanics were messing with you with, so they can get some money out you. So you gotta make sure at least know the basics when it comes to your car.
Don't get sassy with me, B.
I'm not getting sassy at all.
My nipples are cold.
Then this goes here.
Oh my
What
God.
does an engine block mean?
I don't know, B.
Oh my God.
I wish I knew. You just sparked my.
You just told me. How did
I did not tell
you?
you.
Know why? Because these are together. I don't know what I just did. I don't want to do this. I'll just call somebody.
Yo, yeah, I remember when I was helping this girl out. When I was working at the theater, she almost did that shit to herself. I'm like, whoa, what you doing? this where the ninja out of me came out. I was like, whoa, what you doing? Whoa. Almost blew up her old ish. I think she did the same thing that oh my Lord.
I don't know what I'm doing.
No, that smells bad. I don't want to start my car now. Try it again. You're okay. You're all right. I'm sorry for getting sassy. You're okay. You're all right. You're okay.
I don't know how to get
You
it
just
on
did it.
there.
You just did it, baby. You got it. It's okay. Good job. It's okay. It's on there.
It's not all the way on there. It's gonna fall off.
Okay. Okay.
So this one goes there?
That fell off.
I'm scared.
I know you're scared. Do you want me to do it? No, you stay inside.
Is she crying,
Hold
dog?
on.
Is she crying? Oh my God.
You gotta be.
What is she doing, dog?
What's wrong, babe?
I don't know.
You got it.
It's sparking. I don't like it.
What do you mean it's sparking?
It's Whenever I get it close to there, I don't like
Then
it.
take it off. Then take it off.
She's not a true lesbian, dog. She cannot be a true lesbian. But this is, I'll say, this is a girl like that. That's not. She's not a true lesbian. Because I know girls in whole marriages that know how to do this. So, like, like this, she's not. But this is what you call a lesbian like this. This is what you call a pure man hating type of lesbian, meaning she's used to just dudes doing stuff for her. And really, instead of learning from them, she hated them because she wasn't able to help herself. You know, a girl like that is dangerous. So, because clearly people have been doing this stuff for her for a while. You know what I'm saying? That's just sad. That's sad. That's sad. But man, you well since I'm on X, this is just like I'll see these things on my Twitter, and it just it really it's not even the frustrating. It's just like wow. Let me see some of the stuff I'll see on here, and I'll just be like, this is crazy. Oh man, it's mostly NFL stuff. Shoot, but man, if some of the stuff on here, boy, man, I'll say this: if you can stay off of X, is because it's like it's gonna depress you. It's gonna depress you if you can stay off of X. He said, "I'm frightened for them. She's about to end up like Mace Windu, unlimited power." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like real lesbians, they would have been had that man. They would have been straight. Like lesbians like that. Though they're not. The lesbians I know, they would have been had what? Lesbians I know have skills. For real, dog. The lesbians I know, they got skills, dog. Like actual like life trades and skills and stuff. This new generation of like of carpet munchers, they on some BS. They hate men more than they actually love women. That's really what it is. Though like oh man. Yeah, X is toxic. Yeah, X, that's all. X is toxic. Like I've seen the stuff that people like black women have said on there. I'm like, wow. And the closest thing that you'll see to like hate like this is Instagram on like on this page that I go on that I get for material. It's called It's On Site. The Instagram page is called It's On Site. It's worse than the Shade Room. It's worse than the Shade Room. It's worse than Spiritual Word. It's worse than Hollywood Unlocked. This It's On Site, this Instagram page. That man. You're just like, wow. You're literally just like the stuff you hear on there. You're just like, this is just straight. This is just hate. This is hate. So lesbians want to be like men, but don't know the modern male back of YouTubing how to do things your dad never taught you. Taught you. Well, my dad. Well, my oh shoot. Let me not put my people out there, but I'll say this: a lot of the stuff that you have a problem with, even just not just cars, a lot of the things you can just YouTube it and you'll find out. Like you could just order if you still are not good with your hands, you could buy the parts for cheap on certain websites and then actually bring it to the mechanic and be like, look, I want you to do this. Don't do nothing else, just do this. You could just do that. You know what I mean? That can help a lot of people. I know a woman that does that. She literally she'll buy the parts for cheap off of certain websites bring it to one of the dudes that she used to mess with. And he does it for cheap. Now, I don't know if she's giving up some for that too. That's a whole nother story. But she put me on to like a website that you can get these parts for cheap. Like the stuff that like the mechanics will buy the stuff and they'll buy it. I'm talking about like the site looks like a black market site. I have it saved on my thing. I gotta find it, but you buy it from there. It's got you put your information. They had the parts, whatever. That's basically how I found like the parts. Like my recently my gas lid got it broke. It snapped, so I had to replace it. So I ended up buying the parts, the gas lid for cheap. Oh, the modern male hack of YouTubing. Yeah, a lot of the stuff they be even the mechanics that they be YouTubing the stuff on the spot. They won't tell you that, but they'll be in the shop. They'll be YouTubing it themselves, like right on the spot. This is why it's like if you can get yourself good with cars, that'll be good. Now with the EVs, with the rise of the EVs, I'm not sure how that will fare in the future, but surgeons, yes, they do. Yes, they do. Surgeons, you can look it up on YouTube. Some of them have admitted this, that there's certain things they literally went on YouTube real quick. Like the stuff on Family Guy, when they be making those skits with that doctor on Family Guy. People think these doctors don't do that. They be doing that. They don't remember all this stuff. And especially with the rise of AI, Chat GBT, how they're using it to pass classes and stuff, we're in trouble, guys. We're in trouble. In the future, we're in trouble. So you guys better make sure you stay healthy the natural way, because a lot of these people, yes, surgeons are doing that, especially like in the future. They're going to have to pay those old surgeons that actually know what they're doing. They're going to have to pay these guys double so they can stay in their field, because the new surgeons, the people coming up now, all of these guys are cheaters. They're not even passing the test. They're cheating. And I'm talking about these people are using it's not like they're using Chat GPT for like English lessons. They're using this stuff for like important stuff. You got like that place in Florida that just got busted for giving out fake nurse certifications. We're in trouble, guys. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. They will tell you to come back tomorrow and Google it. By the way, it's hard for me to trust doctors now, because especially if you have like a chronic condition, they really don't have the answers to it. So you might as well detox, do whatever you need to do to detox your body, and just find your own solution, and just hope it doesn't develop into a cancer, whatever chronic condition that you got. And even then, have you heard they busted this one person for giving people false cancer diagnoses? And I've been suspecting this. Hold on for a second. Because we're done with the incels. I already showed you that videos. The incels, you don't gotta worry about these people. Let me show you a video real quick. Doctor fake cancer diagnosis. Man, they didn't call this happened recently. Even though they've been catching people, well, man, I can't find the story. Maybe this was already an old story. But basically, they've been finding these stories of these guys with these doctors giving chemotherapy to patients who never had cancer. This oh yeah, this is the one of the videos I saw right here. We're not gonna watch the video, but I'm gonna show you because I've been suspecting this for a while. Cause I'll be like, do really all these people have cancer like this, or are they just really trying to hustle that chemotherapy thing? Because I've seen people make presentations and say, yo, I had stage 4 stomach cancer and I'm straight now because I did this. I went there. I didn't go the chemotherapy route. I went my own route. I grow my own food now. And really, the problem really is the food in America. It's fake. You know, it's this video, this is the one I saw with the whistle. He was giving chemotherapy to patients who didn't have cancer, and he was hustling off that. And these people get money off these cancer diagnoses. People don't understand this. They're hustling cancer. These people are evil. Evil. All these people now and it makes me wonder. I always used to wonder, do all these people really have cancer or is it something else? Because I'm like, nah. Do really all these people need chemotherapy like this? This something's weird. Now they've been catching these people with these fake cancer diagnoses. This is evil. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna do. I don't know when I'm gonna do this live stream. He said, "I bet his." Oh, ay, ay, ay. He said, "I bet his wife was a wig manufacturer too." Oh man, because I don't know. Because these shows be telling us the truth in plain sight. First of all, if there is, they have the cure to this. This is all this money that they got. Come on, come on, like, they, like this is weird. This is why I don't even do like I'm gonna do a colonoscopy screening. I'll do that, but other than that, just like a screening in general, I don't know because these people are hustling cancer. These people are hustling cancer. This is crazy. Just get your STD check and just be out. That's what I'd be doing, unfortunately, sometimes. Scamming to a whole nother level. Like America's a scamming ass country, dog. This is the land of scammers. We wonder why women love them so much. Women love scammers so much. That's all we got here. Scammers. Hmm. That's crazy. But other than that, I'm gonna do a very controversial stream in a couple of days. I'm gonna do a very controversial stream, and I'm going to cover the myth of postpartum depression. This is what I'm going to cover. And I'm just gonna sign off on this before they shut me down. But man, yeah, thank you guys because I'm about to hit the 3 hour mark. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know, just to sum up everything, thank you for your contributions. Thank you for staying engaged in the chat. It makes the show like a lot better, like really better. It really makes it keeps it long. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm aiming for. Thank you. Um, you know, I'm gonna sign off on this. Just to sum it up, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Just to sum it up, incels are not a threat. Thank you, Pyro. See you soon too. Incels are not a threat. This is all fugazi, but do not be surprised if they make it a bigger deal as possible. So it's going to be a lot of your favorite content creators. They might have to switch gears, or they're going to have to end their channel. Hopefully that doesn't happen to me, but you never know. But man, see you guys soon. Thank you and take it easy.